welcome back and welcome to Zielonka. And yeah, this is the field we did last time. This is the red beet, and I'm having a quick look here, and we've got weeds. Rather unhappily, we've got weeds. It's nowhere near as many weeds as we got in field 52, which we didn't do anything to deal with them in. But it still kind of matches field 51, where the potatoes ridged themselves. So this is a little bit odd. The ridger seems to have no effect on preventing weeds with vegetables. With potatoes, it seems to have had an effect, but certainly there is little to no effect here at all on the vegetable field, beyond the fact that we've got we've got a ton of weeds in 52. 52 is full of weeds though, because we waited between doing the subsoiling and doing the ridging, and that seems to be what the difference is between these two fields. However, again, it doesn't look like the ridger does much in precision farming, which is a little bit odd. One thing it has prevented us from needing to do is rolling this field. We have no need to roll here with the ridgers on, so it at least does replace the whole idea of getting a roller on the field. And I think if we didn't ridge this field, then we would end up having to roll it anyway. And as we have the ridger but we don't have the roller, we might as well use that on here. But certainly it doesn't seem to be a weed prevention measure, and it doesn't seem to be something that, in precision farming at least, increases the level of the nitrogen either. So yeah, we're not really got any use for the ridger beyond its use as a roller, and well, as in preventing rolling. But we have it, so that is what we're using it for. Beyond that, though, yeah, it seems to be fairly pointless with precision farming. So yeah, what are your thoughts on this? How have you tried the ridger in precision farming? Have you found it to be more use than I have at the moment? Because right now I'm not really sure why we have this this new piece of functionality in here, other than possibly to help with the potatoes. As I said, we've had far more success with keeping the number of weeds down on potatoes by using the ridger than we have on any of the vegetable crops so far. So what are your thoughts on that? And with that fairly long intro today, we are going to crack on with today's field. We want to get this planted. This is just the carrots. We actually have 2 months still to get them planted. Both this month and June would be fine. Personally, the sooner we can get them in the ground, the better. I'm really kind of hoping, though, that we might be able to get a contract done today as well. There's a couple of decent contracts going. They're both baling contracts, or they're all baling contracts, in fact, because baling contracts seem to be the most profitable. We're way off. Let's turn that off and turn that on again, and position ourselves nice and straight. Yeah, I set it up at the wrong angle. In fact, wow, that feels quite a way over. We'll drop the back down so that we're starting to subsoil, and then we'll try and keep on this angle here, see if it all holds. Set our second waypoint, automatic width, and away we go. And it seems to be holding at about 0.1, 0.2, which is not far off where we want to be. And yeah, look at that, nice and straight. So we'll get this field done We should be able to start the destoner going once we're about a third of the way into the field. And then once we've finished this job, we can start on getting the ridger going. Because we're in a position where we should easily get this field done today and possibly earn some extra cash from a contract, I'm very much thinking that we could take on another field this year and see if we could do that. The question very much at the moment is exactly which field. I've been having a look around at the various fields we got. We got field 86, which is full of the beet, which is currently 30,000. So that's 30,000. 47, I think, has... I know that has corn in it. 45 might be it. 76 and 45. In fact, 76, 17,000 and 13,000. Wow. That is, both of those are really good. In fact, we could add 3 fields with our 3 vegetable crops, but not a huge amount of money, and they are all already seeded. So we wouldn't need to get those fields ready at all. It is just the whole thing of, can we get them harvested in time? As I said before, our harvester is not massively wide, and it all kind of depends on how quickly we can get through. We do know that we don't have too much problem actually harvesting during the rains, so rainy harvest season is not going to be a massive issue for us. But can I get through that many fields in one go, or am I going to come a cropper? It would produce a huge amount of triple soup though if we did that, and yeah, that would just bring in a massive income for us. So our first tractor is about a third of the way through the field. Let's grab the stone picker on the back of the Massey and get both of these going. Oh, we might fill this up with some fuel as well, I think, on our way. So I'll back it up a little bit further, hook it up, there we go, and then we can go and grab a bit of fuel from our fuel tanks around the back of our shed. We still need to go and get this whole thing. Oh, sorry, we still need to get a house. We have no house yet on here at all, and could really do with that. We're still living out of the bus, and it's cold night. Yeah, sitting in that bus, even with the fire that we've got in it. There we go, DEF in as well. So I want to develop the farmyard a bit before we pay off all of our loan. We should have enough this year to do that, and I think if we got those 3 fields, we definitely would have enough from this year's harvest to do that. So it's really a case of, can I get through it all, as opposed to am I going to make enough for it, and can we manage it? We can definitely manage it with the equipment that we've got. I just don't know if we can manage it with the harvester. Right, line that up, put that on a hired worker, and yep, that can start collecting up the stones that we're pulling up with our subsoiler. Quite cool actually having this tractor. We would not be able to do this fast without it, because our little tractor cannot pull that stone picker up these hills, so we wouldn't be able to do these 2 jobs at the same time. We'd have to be doing the subsoiling separately, and then the stone picking, and then the ridging, and then finally our farm all is useful for doing the seeding. So none of it is really possible without 2 tractors of a decent power level like we have here. And so having this has made a big difference to how much we can do. And that's the thing. That's where the questioning comes in for me, is that now that we've added another tractor, is it just now is when is a great time for us to expand? get these extra fields in, get the extra areas we can work, and start earning even more cash. We've got the fields, we've got the tractors, the harvesters are, or the harvester is possibly the biggest worry I have at the moment. It's so expensive, and it's just so time consuming to use because we can only take so much at once. To the point actually where I'm kind of going, is it time to upgrade our trailer? We had a look a little while ago at going from this, which is the half pipe we've got at the moment, up to something maybe this size for 33,000, or this size for much bigger, or for much more. And we did have one in the sale at one point. I don't think there's one there now. Go forwards. Yeah, I don't think we got one available at the moment. But yeah, one came up. And I think the trick to having an efficient time with the harvester is going to be exactly that. Either of our tractors, I think, will pull a bigger trailer like that. So that then begs the question, that's 36,000. How much is our actual one that we've got worth? Because if... how much is the side dump? How much does that hold? Wow, that holds nothing. We can go up to 33,000 liters with that. The Flegel, the ASW, for 52,000, we can go up to 30. I think this is the one I want. The Cramp Big Body for 35,500. That would absolutely do the job. We've got that at the moment. That does potatoes only. Yeah, I think that's going to be the thing. I think in order to be more efficient in our harvest, in the same way as we are efficient in our planting, is absolutely going to be staying on the field for longer, filling that harvester, filling from the harvester, and then going and tipping a larger amount. I think our half pipe trailer may not cut it anymore as far as that. So this year, it might be time to go and replace that before we get into the harvest. Something I like to do while I'm working across a field like this is sort of plan out the next couple of months and think what we can do and where we can go and how we can do things on the farm. Checking the crop calendar, we have only 2 months before we start potato harvesting. In fact, we've only 2 months before we start all the harvesting on the farm. So over the next couple of months, we really need to get ourselves ready for harvest. We need to put some fertilizer on all these fields. We need to weed all these fields, especially after discovering that weeds still grow in our ridged fields there. So yeah, lots of weeding to do, lots of spraying to do. I think we're going to have to do the herbicide next time and get that on there and spot spray. I'm glad I kept the weeder because had I not, then we'd have had to lease it again this year, and this way we can eventually buy it and it'll be all good. So I've got a tough couple of months. I'm kind of glad that we've got ahead of ourselves and ended up with finishing, hopefully getting this finished today, because if we don't, then we're only going to have like a month to turn everything around and with lots of stuff to do. So that's good news, that we should be able to get this through this month. What I would like to do, I think, is get all of our triple soups sold over the next couple of months as well. We've got a fair amount in stock now. We're up to 15,000 liters in storage, plus the stuff that's sitting outside. We've got a decent amount of parsnips and red beet left. I think if we sell just before the harvest, even though the price seems to be dipping at the moment. Let's bring up the triple soup here. Yeah, so the price seems to stay high month on month. It says March is the best price time to sell, but at 2,400 there, and we're sitting at 2,500. I think selling to Erlengrad, it's always a good price. So I've no worries about selling that there. And at the moment, that's going to bring in, with what we have, it's going to bring in about 80,000. So that is more than enough to do pretty much everything I want to in the lead up to harvest. If we can get that sorted, then we are going to be looking really, really well for our harvester costing us a load of money. We should be able to buy that big trailer going into harvest as well, which would be great, especially as I've checked, and our current trailer is worth about 20,000 ish. So that's really good. Let's line ourselves up here, redo the width, down with this. Oh, we need to turn this on. So let's back up a little bit, turn it on, put it down, and start with our ridging. Perfect. And yeah, we should be able to get everything done and have plenty of money. I am questioning though today whether we actually want to be doing a contract or not. It might still be wise if we have time, but it has just gone midday, so time may not be with us. I'm 4 rows in, so we'll get this lined up. We'll place it down, position it in a little bit. Hired worker on, time to get the seeder. And this is why I just placed it out here, so that we could very quickly and very easily just bring it out to the field. We want in this carrots, because that's what we're going to be doing. To line our wheels up with the edge setup. Whoa. So edges there. Put the middle of the tractor into that furrow there. Right, and then hire a worker for that. And I don't know if it's going to use all of the carrot seed that we've got in this for this field. Having the 3 tractors working in the field like this is fantastic. So we've got the seeder here, we've got the ridger on this, and then just beside me over there, we've got the Massey doing the stone pickup. It's just like clockwork. It's so efficient and working so well. And I think we're going to have a similar sort of thing happening when we come to do the potatoes in a couple of months. The idea is going to be to have all 3 tractors going. I don't know actually if I want to keep my half pipe for the potatoes. That might be wise, seeing as we do actually have a tank on the potato lifter. So we'll see if we actually need to keep the half pipe. But I think certainly for our vegetables, getting that large trailer is going to be a boon, and it's just going to make everything more efficient. If we have to make 1 trip instead of 3, that is just going to keep that harvester going for so much longer and make things so much quicker. Our stone picker looks like it's on its final run down the roadway there. It's picking up stuff right on the verge at the moment. So as we come to the bottom here, I'm just going to turn this round, line it up for its next run, and then I think with that coming to the corner, we should be able to pick that up as soon as it finishes, and we can go and tip those stones. In fact, yes, that's come to the end. Yeah, there we go. That's finished work. So we'll line this up. Seems to want to go a little bit further over. That's fine. We'll then disengage the GPS once we're on and down. Yeah. And we'll send a hired worker off on that job. Picks up nicely with this, and that same as the previous field. this just fits really nicely with where we want to go with this and get this tipped. Of course, that also means that this tractor is now freed up. And if we want, we can go and try and have a go at that contract. We've got about 3.5 hours, 3 hours to see if we can get through that. I think we can do it. As always, I'm not expecting to earn much from these stones. We want to give a wide berth over that way. Tip them up. Maybe a couple of hundred, if that, off here. 185 plus, in fact, exactly a couple of hundred of that. Fantastic. That's all we needed. And we can go and drop our stone picker back at the farm now. And yeah, let's go and see what this contract holds. So let's park this up here. We'll drop it off the back. A bit dirty, but never mind. And we'll take this tractor over to the shop. We've got a fair amount of wear on this, but I think we're going to be okay. So over to here, and we'll take a look at the contracts. And yeah, field 64 is a silage bale contract. We know we can make about double from these than the actual amount says. If we look at the details, it says only 8,430, but we can make more than that. We can make probably about 14,000 off this. So we will borrow items, which is perfect. Now, I don't know if this here has... It does have a front mount, this reform, but we're not going to use that. We're going to use the reform to do the wrapping. We are going to stick the mower and the baler on this tractor here. So I'm going to ignore the windrower completely because I don't like these windrowers. I don't like these single side windrowers. I know that they're a very common thing, but they, to me in here, they take quite a long time. I've also never had one of these little reforms before. This is an odd piece of kit. It should work, though. Let's even have a PTO at the back. Oh, yeah, it does. So this would work. Yeah, I'm only going to use it to wrap. We'll get it following behind. So back this up. Connect it up to the wrapper. What a weird setup this is. Especially as, in fact, yeah, this setup here, this little reform, will not work with these on the back and the front. It has no rear 3-point. So that's very, very odd that that is given for this contract. It's cool and I like it, but yeah, very, very weird. Field 64 is where we are headed. So we'll follow the Massey with this. Are you following? Yes, you are. And 64 is down here. Yeah, at the bottom. So nice and easy to get to from here. Let's head down there and get this started. On our way down here, the rain has started, and this might be an issue. Not for what we're about to do. I think for what we're about to do, this will be absolutely fine. We're not going to sink into the ground or anything. It's going to be an issue for our cedar. For what we're doing on the other field, because we're going to have trouble getting them through the mud if it rains for too long. It's due to last for a couple of hours. And if it only lasts for a couple of hours, we might be all right. If it lasts any longer than that, I think we are going to have a big problem. Right, let's get this unfolded. So hide worker off, unfold it, and then we need to get this off to the side. So follow, and yeah, 2.5 meters to the side might do it. We'll see how this lines up as we go. Jump out to third person. See how our alignment is. If that's following, oh yeah, I think it could probably be moved back slightly. So let's move that there. That should do the trick. On a positive note, our McCormick has finished, so that's good news. We can get that out of the way of our cedar, otherwise that's going to be a problem. But that is not going to get bogged down. It is just that last little bit of carrots that the farm will needs to seed. I hope it doesn't get too bogged down. We'll see. If it starts getting stuck, then we'll be able to do something about it. For now, I'm just going to park the McCormick over here, and we can get back to doing that contract. First bale out. Let's see if it picks it up and wraps it, please. That would be very nice. And yeah, that has worked. Fantastic. So we can now go around this field a few times. I want to try and grab as much extra grass as I can, because the more extra we can get, the more money we can make. And so yeah, this is the reason for the massive overlap at the edge here. We might actually make a huge amount of money off this. Oh, it's happened. And it's actually got stuck in the potatoes. Yeah, look at that. Oh, and the back wheels haven't destroyed anything, but that is well and truly stuck in there. There's nothing I can do to get that out. That is really, really annoying. Can we put it into reverse, maybe? Let's try reverse. And, oh, reverse, it'll move. Right, and forwards. See if we can get one wheel onto the harder ground. Yeah, there we are. We're out. I don't know if this is going to be able to do the rest of this, though, because if it's getting stuck in there like that, does that mean I'm going to have to babysit this and abandon the contract? Because that is, yeah, that is not looking great. Well, we'll set the hired worker off again, and we'll see whether they actually manage to work their way through. He's not going very fast, though, at the moment. This is actually working really, really well. We're going round in a bit of a racetrack setup, and yeah, it's working brilliantly. We are zooming through this field. However, we've run out of seeds in the farm hall, so let's lift that up. And oh wow, that is, yeah, that is some pretty deep mud at the moment. It's handling it, but wow, I really want to get this field finished. We've not got far to go. We've got maybe 3 rows to go, so we'll be able to come back at the top and get this emptied. But yeah, it is struggling through the mud, this little tractor. Let's back this up to our seed bags. I think if I have an individual bag, a seed bag mod on here. I don't know if I actually have it on this save, but I definitely have it, and I don't think we'd need more than a few seed bags to do the vegetables. You know, we've only just taken the top layer off that pallet, and that's the pallet that did last year as well as this year. So I think, yeah, with individual bags is probably all we need, and as a result, that would save us a whole load of money. Not that seeds themselves actually are that expensive. Right, drop us down the gears, because it's a bit of a push to get through the mud. And then hired worker. And I think the carrots are away again. I've had to change things slightly to do a sort of a cut-in lands way of doing this, because I've realized that my truck, because it's offset, was starting to hit bales, and I can see a couple of bales that have been moved out of place because of that. So yeah, we've moved to a lands setup going forwards. We'll finish off this bit, and then I will cut right into the middle of this other section over here, just so that we can empty it out. I think we're just about halfway through the field here, so that should make enough sense. And we'll keep our baler nicely, or our wrapper nicely away from the bales that we've already wrapped. Farmall is finished though, so let's start her up and move it out the way. I'm glad that we managed to get that in despite the rain. That would have been really bad had we ended up with just a couple of strips down one side of the field that hadn't been planted at the same month as the rest of the field. In order to get around the top end here, I had to cut one line over, which is a little bit annoying, but I think we'll be able to sort that out a little bit later. It's also a little bit messy up that top end there, because there isn't a huge amount of space to turn around. As long as we can take that road there, though, from the other direction, I think we're going to be absolutely fine. We have made a great number of bales so far, though, so I'm really quite happy with that. It's working out pretty well on this field, and we've got a little bit of time left to go. It's more, can we get these all collected up, because it's going to take us more than a couple of trips to collect up this entire field. I think this is actually going to work out okay. We've got 2 rows on the far side, 1 row there, and with this row we're finishing up here. So it's going to be spot on for what we want to do. Just got to empty a bale here, so that'll empty out and get wrapped. And what a great number of bales. Can we see 20 bales we've got off here today? That's absolutely fantastic. I wasn't expecting that many. That does mean we got at least 5 trips to get all of these collected. So I don't know if we're going to do that today. We know we've got some spraying to do over the next couple of months, and we know that we've got some selling of our triple soup to do over the next couple of months. I think next month we could complete this contract, get all of these delivered once we've done some spraying. So yeah, I think a lot of clearing up next time is probably going to be the order of the day, and we'll be able then to get a little bit of extra cash in and be properly set up for our harvest. So let's get these last 2 strips cleared out, and we'll head back up to the farm, and we'll pick this all up tomorrow, I think. And just as we're coming to the end of the field, the sun is shining and out again. I'm kind of wondering if I can just eke one more bale out at the edge of this field. It doesn't need to be much. So if I go down there, no, how far in do I need to be? Yeah, so I can eke just a little bit more grass. As long as the mower is even a little bit on this field, we can probably eke another bale out of it. Not going very fast though. Yeah, it's thinking that it's not on the field a lot of the time. Yeah, well, no, I don't think we can do it. We got so close. Just a little bit more is all we need to get a single bale out. And I'm not sure that there is any here that can be gleaned. Although we're up to 76%. Oh, wow, there's quite a lot actually up at this top end of this field that it'll still let me cut. We're up to 89% along the road here. Again, not really letting me cut much. Plenty on the end here, though. 94. I had quite a bit as I turned the corner. And 99. Yeah, there should be enough in this corner here to top that off. Fantastic. Turn it all off. Like that. Get that last one actually done. I'm going to take that end full because that is about to drive into that bale. We'll take the high end off. We'll get that so that it turns a bit sharper. Get that. Oh, perfect. Once that is unloaded, we can get this as a convoy back up to the farm or back up to the shop and drop it off. So fold it up like that. Do a follow there and we'll take this so it's following directly behind now. And yeah, all this can go back. I want to lift the mower itself off the floor though. Right, and away we go. So, looks like next time we're going to be collecting up these bales, completing this contract and seeing how much we get. We also, I don't think our triple soup will quite be ready. One thing we do need to do is deal with the weeds and maybe put some fertilizer on. So lots still to do on the farm as we move quickly towards harvest now. So to get ourselves set up for the harvest, we are going to have to get some money in. We are currently at minus £345. That means that we are fairly hamstrung for today at the moment. We need to get these bales and this contract done fairly quickly. We should make a decent amount of money from it and then set ourselves up a little bit. I want to get the spraying done as well. Meanwhile, as you might have seen at the beginning of my introduction, we are planning to get a lot of soup sold today as well. So there's a flatbed trailer that is currently available in the sales. If we can pick that up before it disappears, that will make a big difference to us. So I'm going to unfold both of my bits here so that we can start picking some bales up. We'll start with the front one and see if we can't. This is the thing. This tractor, not quite so great as my other one is. In fact, the easiest way to do this in this tractor is to come out of cab and actually do it from this angle here. That way I can see things. Push that around slightly and pick up the first bale like that. There we go. And then we'll go and grab the second as well. We should clear up this in no time today. I'm not going to spend too long lingering on it, but I just wanted to sort of cover getting the first few bales picked up. We'll switch over to the back and then reverse and lower this down. And yeah, it'll be, I think it was 5 trips we worked out at the end of the last episode to actually get all of these collected. So without too much hassle, I think we should be able to get these all in fairly quickly. That is, of course, if I line myself up correctly on them. There we go. That should be a better position. It's not quite going quite as low. I'm wondering if we're on an angle or something with the side of the road here, because it's not easily letting me pick that bale up. And that does not bode well for the other one that's the other side of the road. I've had a couple of attempts to get this, so I'm hoping coming at it from this angle here, having pushed it onto the road, allows me to grab it, and yes, it does. Now, are we going to have the same problem with this one over here? In fact, I think the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to take the low-hanging fruit first of this one over this corner and lower this down, back this on like that, up, fold it, and yep, that's nice and easy. So let's head over, drop these off, and see how many runs we're going to have to do to complete the contract. Like last time, the drop-off is down here at the farm shop. So pull both halves into here and fold everything at once. And wow, that's 30% complete, 29%. With both those bales dropped off at once, or all 4 bales dropped off at once. So we should get this done in, yeah, just about 4.5 or no, 3.5 trips. So I think there's 5 in total off this field. This should be a fairly quick thing to do. So these 4 bales should finish off the contract. We've still got 7 bales up at the field. We'll just back this up, unfold everything, and yeah, contract is finished. We got another 2,584 plus 211 in the environmental score. So yeah, this should be enough to get us going again. And of course, the contract itself is going to give us a good 6,000. No, I think it's 7,000 that this contract gives us. So we should be in good stead to get some stuff. I think that's going to help us along today. We're back down to the field for the last time. This is the last 3 bales that are here. I don't think there's a 4th one hanging around at all. So we will unfold the front and try and get this one first. Now I'm expecting this one to be a little bit difficult. We'll switch outside and have a look because it's off the field. I found all the off the field ones. We don't quite get under them with these forks. So I'm going to try and get it away from that creek. Okay, that is now a problem. So we'll have to try and maneuver it. Lift that up. And back off. Yeah, I'm going to have to try and come from the other side and see if I can push it back onto the field. Because at the moment, we have no hope at all of picking that up. It's stuck in this creek and on its side. The last 2 should be easy enough. They're on the field. But I found, as I said, I found any bale that I'm dealing with that's actually off the field just has a bit of a problem. Lift that up and hopefully... No, we're going to be dragging that back into the creek, aren't we? Yep. And down. Oh, this is going to be very roughed up, this bale. But we just... Oh, is that... Well, it's on. I don't think it's on very well. And it might not make it all the way to the shop like this. But we'll give it a go and we'll see if it works. So now I can... Yeah, there we go. That's got it onto the field and into a place where I can actually pick it up. I did not expect to be that successful with this. And actually that makes these a little more versatile than I thought. Because I always thought that I was going to have to bring in my forklift to get that picked. But no, we've got it picked up. It's on the front. And we just need to go and pick up the other 2. So down, slot in, carefully underneath, and then fold it up. Switch to the back one, unfold that, drop it down, reverse into this bale here as well. And I'm getting quite good at using these forks. I really am. It's actually have come to really like them as a way of transporting bales. Yes, you can only transport 4 at a time, but if you've got a field like this where you've only got 20 odd bales and you're not going too far, it actually isn't that bad. It's taken us a big chunk of our morning to get these all collected up, and this will bring that to a close. Let's unfold that, sell them off. Last 3,121 plus 255 on our environmental score. We're going to head up to the shop now because we want to turn these tools in. But also, there is a trailer, or at least there was a trailer on sale that I think will work really, really well for us in getting all of our pallets sold. And we can probably sell our own trailer to partly fund it. And of course, we've got this contract as well. So let's pull this here. And if we have a look under here, we're completed. So yeah, 7,530 minus 288. So 7,242. Let's collect on that contract. And yeah, there are still the 2 other baling contracts we looked at last time. Nothing else here is really worth the money to do. Even the harvesting stuff. There's not a lot of money in the harvesting contracts on here at the moment. So instead, we're going to have a look at the shop. And it's 14,460 for this legal flatbed trailer. Which is absolutely perfect. We can put a lot of stuff on here. We can transport bits. It's really good. We can leave the side guards on for now. Rim color I will leave as it is to not add anything. And license plate, we need to put it on the tractor that we are most going to be using. And so the number plate I'm putting on here is Thefisherj. Okay. And we will buy that. Yes, I'm betting that its repair state is not great. It never is on these, but it should be good enough at least for us to be able to do this. And we're going to be using it on this tractor because I think this tractor will pull this trailer without too much hassle, especially when we load up. Plus, we're going to be using the little tractor to do a lot of spraying today. And speaking of that, it's coming up to 12 o'clock. And I think at about 2 o'clock, we're expecting some rain. So let's just park this here for now. Turn that off. We will get the forks on here in a bit. First, though, let's jump in this and get everything connected up so that we can go spraying. So I'm going to load the sprayer here up with herbicide. I think that we're easily going to be able to, in fact, that should be enough. No, in fact, I want to put all of it in. Because if I don't put all of it in, we're going to have a couple of partial Bowsers to deal with. And we'll head over. We'll go do the potato field first because that is going to be the first that's available. We've got this field full of weeds here. Which I think is our parsnips to do second, and then we'll work through our 2 remaining fields after that. We should have no problem breezing through this fairly quickly. My worry is actually, will we be able to get the fertilizer on as well before the rain comes? So we'll get this lined up, and actually it's going to cover most of the area that we expect it to. We'll turn on the GPS, check that we are at 90 degrees. There we are. Set our first waypoint, turn on the sprayer, and time to rid ourselves of a whole load of weeds on these fields. This is going to make a massive difference. We've cleared out the weeds on the lower half of this potato field. Thanks to our testing, though, we don't have a lot to clean out on the top half. And they're mainly on this section here. So there's not a mass amount on the top side of the field. I think it's more in the middle a bit. So we should be fairly good at weeding the whole thing. I'm pleased with this. It's not using much herbicide. It never does. But we do need to have it around, as we've demonstrated with the fact that we still have weeds everywhere, even though we did all the work. I did miss the section there. So, yeah, even though we did have weeds everywhere, or even though we did ridge everything, we still have weeds all over the place on our farm. So keeping this sprayer is pretty much a must. One advantage of the spot sprayer, though, is I can finish off the potato field by driving down the road and getting the weeds on the parsnips as well. Look at that spray though. There are just weeds everywhere in that field. This is a spot sprayer and it is spraying the whole way along the field. It is just full of them. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a spot sprayer spray this much on any field and use quite so much spray to get rid of it. So it looks like doing the ridging at the right time immediately after you do your cultivating or your plowing or your subsoiling, and seems to reduce the weeds massively. If you leave it too long and let them grow, you just get this huge field of weeds that are just almost impossible to deal with. And especially in this case, we are spending a lot of herbicide getting rid of them. Now, I'm just hoping I can turn this without clipping that. Nope. It's going to take a little bit of maneuvering to get this in the right place and to avoid clipping my post there. So yeah, not the greatest thing to be able to maneuver either. There does seem to be reasons to ridge in precision farming. They're just not particularly effective ones. 2 fields down, and that's a lot of weeds got rid of. We've gone from 1,600 to 1,300 liters of herbicide. So yeah, that did take quite a bit of herbicide. However, it has also cleared out the worst field as far as that goes. So we're pretty good. We just need to spray these last 2. Time, though, is not on our side at the moment. It is just hit... Well, it's just coming up to 10 past 1. And the rain is due pretty soon, I think. Yeah, the rain is due in the next 2 hours. So we don't just need to get this done in the next couple hours. We also need to get the actual fertilizer on here as well if we're going to take advantage of this and skip forward to harvest after this episode. Do we have our position placed? I'm not sure we do. Yeah, we do. Right. So turn this on and away we go. I think we've got a good overlap with the edge of the field. We do. So yeah, let's set this up. Set our second point. GPS is done, and away we go on the last 2 fields. Again, because this is spot spraying, I'm able to go across the road, and we don't have to worry about the weeds on the road itself. It will only spot spray the ones in the fields, which is great because it means that we actually are a little bit more efficient using the full width of our sprayer all the way across this. Coming up to final row here, and I'm actually not going to use the GPS. I'm going to try and set myself up so that I have a little bit of overlap, because when we were doing the top end of this field, I had a bit of an issue with getting in the right position quick enough. So a little bit of overlap should mean that we catch even the ones that were slightly off or slightly outside of our grasp at the bottom here, and clear the whole field, which would be great. Running down the lines here between our ridges seems to be actually have gone pretty well today. Yeah, we're still above 1,300. We've used maybe 50 liters of herbicide on these last 2 fields. Pretty good coverage. I really like this spot sprayer. And yeah, there we go. We've got the overlap to cover that. So that is all done. We just need to get to the end of the field here. And then we can fold the whole thing up and go and grab the fertilizer in it instead. I do love how little herbicide this uses. It means we just need to have the single pallet to do the farm repeatedly. This is very much a low consumable setup we have here. I think the only thing that is going to take quite a bit of what we have is actually going to be doing the fertilizing. And that's where the problem comes in, because we do not have much liquid fertilizer. How much do we have? 32 liters. I think we might go and have to do the job that I was considering doing first, because we have 1,124 pounds. We've got rain coming in the next hour, and a tank of 2,000 liters of liquid fertilizer is 3,200. Yeah, we do not have enough. In fact, the pallet I'd like to get is that one, which holds 6,000 liters for the same price. So what we're going to need to do is unhook this from here, and I think we're going to have to go and sell some of our soup and see if we can make a bit of money to get ourselves a little bit of fertilizer. Of course, the other thing I want to get, which we might get just before the harvest next time, just to see how we're doing, is a trailer. We need a trailer in order to really up our efficiency on the harvest. So we might as well go and get that. Well, no, we'll get that just before the harvest. I'm hoping we'll have enough money kicking around, but we could really do with some money off it. So maybe one will turn up in the sales if we're lucky, or maybe we'll just end up with a lot of money missing. What is the great demand at Erlengrat for? Pretty much everything sells at Erlengrat, and I don't think it's for anything that we have. No, unfortunately, it's not. I have wow, 111,000 pounds worth of triple soup. Yeah, we definitely want to go and sell that now, and we can do that while it's raining, and that means we're not spraying liquid fertilizer during the rain. This flatbed should be a lot easier to fill up than our last trailer was. How many liters of triple soup do we have here to load up? What, 16,000 liters out here, and in the building we've got nearly 30,000 liters in there. So yeah, plenty to load up. So let's get it loaded. My plan here is to go 2 high, 3 across. And the easiest way for me to do that is to push the first lot across until we're on here with this, and then pull out. And I think that should line me up fairly well. In fact, yeah, that really does. And we will then just get those locked down like that and get the rest. So 2 high, 3 across, that's 6 ago. So we should be able to fit them all on here. I think that's quite a lot of triple soup that we're gonna fit onto here, which is very good news, because we have quite a lot of triple soup to sell. Got the last section really here of these, and I'm amazed. We've got yeah, we've basically got a pretty full trailer here. I need to be a little bit careful because I don't want to go pushing stuff off the other side. At the same time, I want to make sure these get on here quite neatly. And it's not quite as neat as my other ones, but that'll do. So we'll pull out from there. And then we can strap those down as well. How much do we have left in here? So we have another 8 pallets here. We still have 6,000 liters there. Okay, so we can probably put 2, 4, 6. Yeah, I think we can put them in the middle of this trailer, stacking same height again, and go from there, or just pushing on singles. Either way, I think we should be able to get all of this on here now, And I'm very tempted not to take it to Erlengrad. While our best price is 2,472, which is just under best price. Wow, in fact, wow, that's leaped. Somebody did tell me that the soup factory actually doubles the amount when you take it out. So that might be why we've got the massive leap. What I did want to check is what the price elsewhere is for the triple soup. So we're looking at losing about £300 per 1,000 litres. That's a fair amount, but it would save us all of the loading time and would only mean we have to go to the farmer's market. In the interest of the fact that there might be a bug here as to exactly how much is output and how much we can make off that output versus what really works for us here, I think we will take this to the farmer's market. We want to get back and finish off the spraying today anyway. And if we could do that, that would be a big boon to us. So, yeah, I think we'll take the hit, especially as we seem to have way more here than we originally thought we were going to have. And in fact, yeah, so we've got another 4,000 out. We've got 4,000 in there. So, yes, this is producing twice as much out of there as it should. So we'll take the hit because we're producing way more than we were expecting to. Can't actually lift as high as I wanted. I don't think that's... Oh, no, that will go on the top. Okay, fine. We will put that on the top in the middle. We will then be able to get all of this on there. The final pallet, it's up there somewhere. Just going to place it... Oh, there it is. We're going to try and place it on the top, in the middle a bit. So there should do it. And then we'll push those on. That is quite a lot of triple soup we have to sell at the farmer's market. But it'll be a good sale as well. We'll make a nice amount of money from this. So just push those on a little bit. Pull back. We'll go lock all of this down. In fact, well, that'll help. Oh, hello. Oh, we do have an extra one here in a couple of places. The extra one there. Oh, we can tell where the ovals are. Right, so yeah, that should have everything locked down quite nicely. So we can now go and sell all of this and make some money. And the rain still hasn't quite stopped yet. So as soon as that's done, well, we can go back. We can grab a couple of pallets of fertilizer and be ready to go as soon as the rain clears. So I think we need to pull it into there at the shop. It might be the other one. We'll spin around fairly slowly. This trailer, because it's so low to the ground, is actually pretty stable. So I'm not too worried there. Is that going to sell at this spot? Yes, there we go. So sell all of our triple soup off here. Nice and easy and quickly, so we don't have to go and do that there. And we're up to 173,406. Fantastic. How much did we end up making? Crop sales today is 157,783. So actually, we lost about 15,000 by not selling on the train. But crucially, we saved ourselves a lot of time. So on our way back, we're just going to pop into the shop here, and I want to grab some liquid fertilizer. We're going to grab a couple of pallets of that. And as I said before, we're going to grab the Epso top liquid fertilizer. We'll grab 2 pallets of that. So that will keep us going for a while. That should allow us to do both of our fields, all 4 of our fields without too much hassle. This trailer also seems to disconnect a lot easier than my other one. And we can get both these pallets picked up and onto the trailer fairly quickly. But I'm slightly surprised we aren't going to be able, I don't think, to actually fertilize today. It is already 10 past 5. This rain is not letting up. And as a result, it's just not feasible. So don't know how we're going to do that going forward. We will probably have to have another day and get that fertilizing, or I might get this fertilizing done off camera just so that next time we will be able to get the harvesting started. I want to grab a trailer and I want to do that, but at the moment, yeah, it looks like this rain is not going to let up for a while, and as a result, we really can't get any fertilizer on the plants. Fertilizer is on the trailer. I just want to get that strapped down. Is that? Yeah. And we'll take the other straps off for now because they are not needed. Probably a good idea actually for 2 pallets like this to strap them on the back there, I think, going forwards. But we'll hook this up. We'll get this back to the farm, and yeah, our hands are tied. So I'm a little bit disappointed in that. I was hoping to get further along. We will see what happens though. If there is some stuff to do next time, then we might get some spraying done and then go and have a crack at a harvesting contract maybe. See if we can get a bigger field that will be worth our time. So I had originally hoped to skip this day and that we were going to be able to go straight on to the harvest and get into the potatoes. But with all that rain we had at the end of last time, it just wasn't feasible. So we are going to make lemonade out of the lemons and actually get some harvesting contracts done today. There are several kicking about. We'll pick them up a little bit later. First, we do need to get these potatoes and all of our other crops actually fully done. We want to turn on the crop center, so we'll get that turned on. And yeah, we want to be a long way over. What I want to do here actually, I think, is we will set up an A+ direction. We'll set A plus heading, and we'll set A to 90. So we'll set that. And then, we also want to turn the lines on so we can tell where we are. So show lines as well. And then we want to automatically set the width. And then we'll bring this line over. So the right-hand line over, get everything lined up and into position. That way, we're pretty well starting off exactly where we want to. We just need to reverse ourselves over onto here. Now, of course, normally in real life, you would have these lines and everything showing in your cab. So I don't mind using them for that reason. Let's get the lines off. And then we can head into the field. And we know now that we are going to have the coverage we want. And I'm hoping we're not going to be too hard on the fertilizer here. But of course, we are doing the full whack of fertilizer straight off. Coming up to the end of the row, and we've used only 7% actually. I was expecting that to be much worse than we actually have ended up using. So we might have quite a bit of leftover fertilizer off this field. Let's line ourselves back up on this side, bring ourselves into the crop. There-ish, perfect. Turn everything on, and away we go. And yeah, we were doing 140 liters all the way down the other side. This side we are doing 160 now. So I think actually that is due to the fact that we're going through loam here. I think we are a little bit shy of the edge of the field. Yeah, we absolutely are. So it hasn't quite reached, and we are leaving a slightly unsprayed area down the edge. I think we're going to have to come back along there and just see if we can get that included as well. So when we get to the end here, I'm gonna stop everything there. I'm gonna change the application width. So we should be able to do that with Control Z. We'll take it right in. We're just doing 4 meters, and we're gonna have to reverse up in order to actually get round without hitting that post. And even then, I'm a little bit iffy about it. Oh no. Yeah, so if we go right up to the edge of the field, we're fine. And then into here, we'll come in just on the edge. We'll start the sprayer up. And it's only spraying in this last area at the edge here. And does seem to be dealing with that little bit that we've missed. Something interesting that's happening is it's spraying on the outer edge. It doesn't seem to be actually applying any fertilizer, and it's just applying it in the area where I've limited my width to. But the spraying animation is still kicking out on the edge. It is having zero effect on that field. Just a really weird thing for it to be doing. To be displaying that and yet having no effect to it. I thought for a moment that I'd got it slightly wrong, but it seems to be okay, and we can go and do those fields separately. Now, I would start working my way back at this point, except we have the east-west setup done. We will put the lines back on so that we can move them to the right place. And I want to keep that going without having to rework it all. And we'll bring this down here. Keep ourselves within our lines. Yeah, about there-ish. We want to send it back slightly. Right, and then we can bring this here. Make sure we're going the right direction. Set ourselves off on it, and it should take the sharp turn into the crop. Turn it on, and we start spraying full width again. And this time, wow, we were doing 170 then for these parsnips. Now we've dropped back to 160, but they definitely take more fertilizer, these parsnips, on silty clay than the potatoes do. This is using a lot less fertilizer than I was expecting. We really didn't need both pallets that we bought of this. It will last a while, and we'll be able to go and work it later. I need to get up as far as I can. I'm a little bit into my other field, but we're all right. Right, and then we need to do a really sharp turn out of this field. We can get ourselves positioned on the next bit. Yeah, into here. And we've got the sprayer on, so that will catch these bits. And actually, it did catch our other field, but that's all right. That we will be getting back to in a bit. And we got our edge sections at the moment turned off because, of course, we're overlapping with the road. And that is our first 2 fields done. I really wasn't kidding when I said I don't think this is going to take us very long. We are easily going to have this done by probably 10:30 at the latest. That gives us a lot of day to go back and get some contracts done. I believe that you can't turn out the back of or the end of this field without that being an issue. Let's fold that in. There we go. And then we're clear of those. And we can head down. And we're going to go and do the other fields north-south. So we'll reset our GPS. Now, if we start at this top end, I think we can avoid the posts at the far end. Get ourselves set up in the actual line. I think we can go a little bit further over. So we'll back this back out. And we'll head over to here and go down this rows, I think. So set and 0. We're good. And away we go, spraying our crops. And I think we're reaching the edge. Oh, we're not quite. I'm probably a row over, which is a little bit annoying. We are doing 180 kilograms per hectare here, which is just a little bit crazy. Gonna have to come out a little bit before the end of the row, turn it in. Yeah, realism wise I would like to stay in the rows, but the pure nature of this field means that I do have to do a little bit of turning around the headlands. You know what? I think we might actually be finished by 10 o'clock. It's only 20 to 10 now. I'm moving on to the last field. Oh, I avoided it. Fantastic. We're straight into the field. And then down to the bottom, and we're pretty much there. We are at 47%, so we have ended up using quite a bit, especially on these last fields. There's quite a bit of extra amount that we need to spray. I'm just gonna reverse this up here, see if we can get that red patch with this. Don't think it's gonna play ball with. No, we'll be fine. Just spin this around here a bit if we can get that patch and go up the middle here. Otherwise, yeah, that's looking pretty good. I think we've got a nice, good coverage on this field. We'll take this back to the farm, and we will go and see if we can make some money with some contracts. And with the time being just after 10:30, we're ready to take on some contracts. So let's see what's available. Now, a few people said last time that I should have taken bigger equipment and we'd have got further. And yeah, I agree to an extent. The downside to taking bigger equipment is for build something like here, if we'd taken this contract, it's only £88 versus the bigger equipment here where it's 425. However, we can easily offset that by doing more contracts. So we are going to borrow the items for this contract here on field 57, and then I'm going to take the field 59 contract, which is basically the same equipment except for the Vultra rather than the JCB. So we will accept that field 59 contract, and then the next highest paying one I think might be this one here on field 91. 2,888. Yeah, seems to be the biggest. Let's just have a quick look and turn the details on. Yeah, 3,813 is that one, and there's nothing else that comes close. So we will borrow the... oh, no, we will accept the contract and not borrow the equipment for that as well. So we have 3 decent contracts on here. We're looking at about 13,000, 40. No, we're looking at about, yeah, maybe 13,000 off this. So that's really good. There are some really high paying contracts kicking around here. Otherwise, we've got this field 89 fertilizing, which we could have gone and used our extra fertilizer up on. And I'm not actually too worried about, we could go and do that, but first I want to go and grab these. So we'll start on the furthest away contract, which is going to be up on field 91. The other disadvantage we've got from taking bigger contracts as well is the fact that driving this thing around the map becomes a lot less easy than our smaller combine that we had last time. We might actually have to take the header off the combine. Oh, let's not unfold that. We might have to take the header off the combine to transport it around the map, although not as big a header as I thought it might be. Next that up and lift it. Just want to have a quick look at where we're harvesting. 91. 91 is that one over there. Kind of out of the way, but we could nip across the road through our farm and make it over there without taking the header off. So that actually might be quite good. The other ones are 57, which is there. We might be able to nip across the road, or certainly we can nip across the road down here and get to that. And then 59 right down the bottom there is good as well. There's a few other fields kicking around. So, yeah, let's go and get that. We could do 91 and then come back and grab 87, 85, 84. There are lots of fields we can go and grab with this. Let's get moving in this combine. We can go straight across the road here. Yeah, I'm going to avoid putting this header on a header trailer if I can possibly do that. It will make everything run faster. And given the size of our trailer here, I think we can probably get away with not using Courseplay or a hired worker on this. We might get all of these fields in one trailer, and that would be absolutely perfect. Save us a bit of money without costing us any extra time would be absolutely fantastic. So let's bring that around here and line this up. And oh, I've just noticed something that you guys might know, that the billboards around farm sim maps, especially the base game ones, those are all they can be changed. And yeah, this is hugely important. If you have yet to see the announcement, we are going to be at Llama in January. Giant Software is going to be there, the FSL is going to be there, and a whole lot of your favorite YouTube and Twitch content creators are going to be there, including myself and DJ Goham and Mr. CDP and Farmer Cop and the Farm Sim guy and lots of cracking creators. So yeah, I will put a link in the description below here of where to go to sign up for the UK's first farming simulator community meetup, which will be happening on the Wednesday, on the 17th at Llama. Also, as it says here, go get your tickets at llamashow.com for the show itself. And yeah, hopefully we'll see you there. Nice and open, this map. We're able to get over here without incident. I've got the tractor following behind me. We will get very easily up to field 91. And yeah, I think we'll chomp through that field fairly quickly. We can then come back, as I said, grab 87 and all the other ones over this way with this combine as well. That would be really good. I think it was 57 was the one that I did. That was which is where this equipment comes from. I think that's all connected up. Let's unfold the combine then and start it up. Yeah, we are raring to go. Oh, we need to start the combine threshing as well. Yeah, there we are, and into the crop. Fantastic. We are on our way. Coming up to the end of the first headland, and we are 72% full. So actually that's pretty good. I left the tractor and trailer up here because I thought, oh, the best place for me to be able to empty will just be along this top edge as I come back up here. And yeah, that is very true. We'll just empty out as we come over here. That will then complete that. I will stop here and just unload this before we continue on, and that way we will very nicely be able to get all the way around the field without any issues. We'll empty again then before we start cutting into the field. So forwards, and I want to bring my auger in, and I set up the GPS on the combine while I was down the bottom, so we're going to be going across the field in the same way as we were for that headland then, because that seems to be the way that the field has been planted. So it makes a lot of sense for us to go that way when we're actually cutting the or cutting into the main field and getting the main body of the crop. Because this is the second headland, and because we haven't got all of the headland in here, having emptied some of it, we're actually only 55% full at this point. So what I'm going to do is start my cutting at this point. We've also got some fairly thin rows here at this end of the field. It's doing a lot of shifting around trying to find this first point. Let it straighten out before we get into the crop, and forwards, and in we go. There we are. Without doing too much moving side to side, it straightens up fairly quickly as we get into this row. This is an auto leveling combine, of course, and the first time I've used it much on any kind of slope like this, and you can see how we are on the level, but our header is very much on the slant, and the combine itself is lifting up and on the slant itself a bit as well, just to keep our view of everything nice and level. It does that, and as the header goes down, you can see it readjusts itself to the ground as well. I really love that. That's such a nice feature of this bit of kit, and you can see now it's going the other way, and the header is going downhill on that side, it's uphill on that side, and if we come out, you can see the combine itself. The whole thing is sitting at a bit of an angle on the slope. I'd hoped I was going to be able to cut in again here, but that hasn't proved to be the case. I wasn't able to make it all the way through. So we'll back that out, and we'll just slot this under here at a bit of an angle. And there's the top of that, so bring that in here, yeah, and just bring that over. We're only 28% full when we pulled this under here just now, so there is a ton of space in this trailer. We should make, in fact, we should be able to get all of this field into this trailer. I think it'll be interesting to see where we are after this full tank, and we're looking to be up to about 60%, in fact 59% in total. So we'll move this out the way, and I think we should be able to get the rest of the field into the combine, and then the rest of whatever's in the combine should fit in our trailer. As I suspected, the rest of the field has fit in the combine, so I've got a hired worker just doing the final row so that we can line ourselves up and empty it all into the trailer. Auger, I think, is coming over. Yeah, we might need to be a little bit further out though. So that will empty out there, and as soon as we tip this, we can go and complete this contract. So we'll go tip this, we'll then complete this contract, and we will head over to the next one. I want to get the combine off this field. Don't know where it's going, but hired worker off. Oh, there's a tiny little bit, that's why. So let's turn this all back on, down with our header, and we'll just grab this last little bit that's there and empty that out. Make sure that we maximize what we're getting off this contract. We'll stop our header and stop the thresher, lift it all up, fold it all in, and get the combine off the field here so that I can move on to the next one. And as soon as we are ready to go, this first contract has a very round number of liters to deliver. 33,000 liters are what we got off that field. We will tip this all here, and that is the contract complete, plus an extra 1,362. So with our completed contract here, we will collect that 2,888. And then we want field 87, which is harvesting barley. We'll grab that as well. So we'll accept that contract. Then we can set this combine going with a hired worker, although not at that angle. Let's back it up a little bit, get it at the right angle. Sometimes, yeah, you don't align yourself quite right, and that should be good. So going at 270 degrees. And we'll head back in the JCB and take over as soon as we get up to the field. Here we go, making it back just before the combine reaches the end. Hired worker off. Start up all of our threshing and everything again. And now we can get stuck in. And wow, I don't think we're going to have many cuts through this. We are 30% of the way there off this first run, so I think we'll make it the whole way around the field. Whether we make it back up to this corner or whether we have to take the tractor down the other end, though, I'm not so sure. We're coming up to 80% full, so I think what I probably want to do is get this lined up on this row again. We'll set the hired worker off again, so set that going, and then I can come up the side here and empty this out and keep the combine going. We're gonna get through 5 contracts today, or 6 contracts today, because we got through 5 last time. We are very much going to have to keep things moving. Oh yeah, best to wait till the auger's out to pull the trailer underneath, otherwise it clips it like that, and that is not great. That's definitely going to put a dent in the end of it. Coming up to the end, and that should do it. We'll take control of the harvester again. I can jump in the right piece of kit. So grab that. Again, turn everything back on, because the hired... I don't like that if you dismiss a hired worker while you're in the cab, it stops the stops everything running. I'd much rather you dismiss a hired worker and everything just keeps going with you taking control of it. It's a little bit annoying that I have to restart everything. It is just the way it goes, but it would be much nicer to just keep going and not worrying about having to stop and get everything running again. We're not quite gonna get the rest of this field in this combine. So we'll get the auger out and we'll pull our tractor and trailer underneath. I'm slightly worried because we're uphill from this here. We are just clearing the top of the tractor. Oh no, we're not clearing the trailer here. Okay, now that's interesting. With the way this combine tilts, that's an issue. So we're gonna have to move the combine and get to an area where it is able to get more on it, or more height on it. So let's lift the auger, pull it forwards a little bit, and then see if we can avoid the trailer when we go back. There's no way to angle this combine to do that. So yeah, I'm going to move things around a little bit and we'll see if we can find another way to get this emptied. So I've repositioned the combine to be upslope, and okay, third time lucky. Is this actually going to fit under here? Yes, there we go. Yeah, not the ideal thing, but this is the trouble when you're doing it on a slope with a tilting combine. If you are upslope from it, you need to have a slightly lower trailer in order for it to work. As a result of the problem we had emptying the combine just now, what I'm going to do for this final row is not try and empty it this way as we're going. I'm going to get to the end of the row, turn back, and get myself uphill from JCB. Pull ourselves away from it a little bit. And yeah. So once we get to the end of the row, I can start getting the auger out now. We'll lift this up, turn everything off, go and empty it, and then we can go and tip this, knowing that we're going to have enough space. We're going to have enough clearance on this side, I think. Right, and then we can go and tip this. I want to get one more field done up the top here, and then we can go and do the 2 fields we've got down the bottom. It is already 10 past 4 though, so I'm actually thinking we should go and do the 2 remaining fields we've got. First we need to go and tip this, so let's go and do that. What have we got? So there are a couple of fields up here. We've got field 79, we've got field 84, and we've got field 85. I think, though, we probably want to go and get... Have we got... Which one is the one we got stuff leased with? I think 87 is the one that we've just done. So we've got leased on 57. So 59, the canola at the far end. That is the one. If we have time, we've got 15 round there, we've got 60 round there, and we've got 57. So yeah, I think we should go and get 59 knocked out next. And that way we'll have a good idea of where we are. I think this probably has to go down to the shop again. Nope, this only has to go down to the grain mills. So we will get this here. We'll leave this tipping and we'll get the combine down to field 59. It is already 4:30. I don't think we can knock out 2 more fields. Field 57 is directly ahead. Yes, it's the field that we've got this combine for, but I think that we are probably better off at this point in the day harvesting this field with the oats in it, and then coming back and seeing if we have enough time to go and do 59 at the other end. This is not the biggest of fields, but I think we might be able to get this out as opposed to getting field 59 out, and therefore actually completing as at least 3 contracts today. Seems going for the oats here was the better choice. We are at nearly 5:20. We've almost got the second headland done. We are 40% complete on the field, and we're coming up to 80% full. So as soon as we get to this end of here, I'm going to set a hired worker going down the field. We'll go and get the tractor and trailer, and we'll get the combine emptied for the first time on here. We are not, by the looks of it, going to get anywhere near that canola field today, unfortunately. And of course, next time we're going to be picking up with the potatoes. I think I was being very ambitious with how many fields I thought we might be able to do today. Oh, didn't quite get to the combine in time. I thought we could get 5 done because we had a bigger combine, but of course we are doing bigger fields. So I'm not that surprised that we haven't got as much done as I maybe hoped we would. I think the rest of this field is going to fit in this combine. We are at 20%. We've probably got about another 4 rows to go. Yeah, this is going to fit in here fairly easily. And even if it doesn't fit in the combine, it's going to fit in the trailer. Yeah, we are easily going to fit the rest of this field in here. It's now 6:20. So a good time to finish things off. I need to make sure this combine is uphill from the tractor and trailer. So we'll lift this, get our auger out, put ourselves in an uphill position, which I think is the biggest problem with me being unable to empty. There's just a little bit of a hill at the top here, and we'll bring it round and empty it out. And that will be the last of our contracts for today. Just need to go and drop this off. And this is going to the grain mills, so just across the road, which is great. I think that's all emptied, so we'll go and drop this off and see how much we end up with today. Bring it into the tip point and tip it up. Won't take much to complete this contract. 80% complete and 100% complete, and another 1,235. And then we just need to collect. In fact, we need to collect on both these contracts. So collect and collect. We will cancel the contract we're not doing. So say goodbye to the canola contract. Cancel. There we go. Yes. And collect on the cancelled. And there we are. Completed for another day on the farm. 156,233 in the bank. We are going to pick this up tomorrow, though, and get into our vegetable harvest, starting with the potatoes. So come join us for that, because we're going to get a new piece of equipment to try and make that go a bit faster. So today I want to get these potatoes lifted at the very least. We might try and get them collected as well. we're going to start off by getting this tractor going. If I can set a course course, which is 3 pieces of equipment wide, we should be able to get a new method going fairly well. So let's hook this up. We need the PTO here. Once we get this going, I'm planning to go and get some other bits going. Oh, we need to change the wheels on this. Now, somebody told me that this harvester does not require you to use the topper. So we're going to try that first, see if that works. We need to get the care wheels on the Massey, otherwise we're going to have a problem. What's the repair level on this Massey like? We might as well repair the Massey while we're at it as well. So we'll bring this into here. We will get this customized. We want to put the narrow tires on it, so customize that, yes. Okay, and we want to repair it as well. So that's got that all done. We need to reconnect it here. Yeah, that's all reconnected up. Right, so we have got a fair amount of money here at the moment, thankfully. And the plan today is that I want a new piece of potato equipment. There's an item that should allow us to create some pretty big windrows, and we're gonna use that alongside this. This one here, though, I've got an interesting plan for. We're going to bring this into this top corner over here, line it up, and set up course play. So the course we're going to do has no headlands, is up and down. We are going to put 3 pieces of equipment on it, and that should do the trick. No rows to skip. Okay, so generate me that course, up and down, going all the way across. Perfect. So now what I want to do is reverse this out of here. We'll come out of this and put on that there. So this one is going to go center course, and we'll line it up. And I'm hoping it's just going to work out how I want it to. First waypoint, and away it goes. Will this require us to get this all done first? Nope, that does not require us to top this. That's fantastic. So off that goes, and now we can get on with the rest of the plan. And the next part of this involves this tractor, although you might be able to see either from the orange indicator in the bottom right, or by the pure amount of black smoke flying out of our exhaust here, that we need to get this tractor repaired. At the same time, I'm also going to get rid of a trailer we don't need anymore. This flatbed is no longer of any use to us at all. So we'll hook this up here. And we're going to take this over to the shop. We'll repair this tractor, sell this trailer, and then we're going to grab a new piece of equipment that's going to really help us with our harvest here. So first up, we've got the trailer. We'll do the £15 repair and the £646 repaint. Before we sell it, we will get 8,640 for that. Perfect. Okay. Then we've got the farm all here. We need to repair that because that is really bad condition. And we need to make sure that we got the narrow tires on it, which we have. So that then is all ready for the next bit we want to do. We'll head around here, park out the front, and we'll go and get the new piece of potato harvesting equipment. And that new piece of kit is, I think it's this one. Yeah, this one. So this is a similar sort of harvester. It drops swath to the side. So I'm going to get right swath dropping on it, which should do us for what we want to do here. And yeah, this might require us to top first. Well, so we will test that, but I think this might require us to do it first. So we will buy that because it's only 12,500. What's the working width on it? 1.5 meters. Working width on that is the same. Good. Right. So let's go and grab this. If we do have to top with this, what we can do is put the topper on the front of this tractor and do that, because the horsepower requirement on this isn't massive. Although we also don't have a massive amount of horsepower. So let's lift this. And yeah, really hoping that this will be all right. Oh, wow. We need a weight. Be considering getting a weight for a little while. Maybe 1,000. Yeah, we'll get that weight on here. That will do as a color. We'll buy that. Yes. Okay. Right, let's hook that on. And lift it up. And we can head out to the field. Interesting how our rower has been working here. It should have been doing the center item, and oh, maybe it's just the way this field is. Let's switch this over. I want to see if this will top as well. Don't think I'm connected up properly. No, I'm not. There we go. Start it up and pull forwards. Yeah, that is rowing like that as well. So we'll set this to 90. We will activate GPS, set our first waypoint, and start getting this all rowed up. That is a very interesting road that's set to. I'm slightly surprised. Now, this should be quicker than doing it the other way with just our other harvester. The other harvester is moving a lot faster, but the advantage of this is we're going to end up with some much bigger windrows, and we are only having to go over the field as many times because this this pickup here is just as wide as the big one we've got. It should take just as long for us to do this, and we're going to end up with having a pretty good setup in the windrows. The only thing that's worrying me a little bit at the moment is just how wide these windrows are, and whether the pickup we've got on the harvester is actually going to collect it all up. Our bigger harvester has finished up, so we'll go and move that out of the way in a moment, because otherwise it is going to be completely in our way. I'm pretty happy with this, though. This is working very nicely in going through and making some bigger windrows. I'm actually slightly amazed at how cheap this is. We could have got the cheaper version, or the middle row version of this as well, and originally saved ourselves some cash. I just really like that harvester because it reminds me of the GT170, which in itself, that has been released on the mod hub in the last few days. So I'm really pleased to see that is has finally come to the game in a way that's available on both PC and console. That is really good news. Let's get this round and out of the way. We'll turn off GPS on this. But yeah, that's really good. That is all done. The other one will run to the end of the row, so that's fine. We'll pick that up in a moment. But our field is looking really good. We're looking like we're going to get through this fairly swiftly, although I don't know if we'll get to the pickup today as well. We do want to end up getting this all picked up today if we can. One thing we do know we can do is sell that front chopper now. We do not need to take the tops off anything to harvest this, and that is fantastic news. Some of the bits at the end of these rows I think are going to take a couple of goes at. The way the other harvester dealt with them hasn't been so great. It's kind of gone in at weird angles in a couple of places. But otherwise, we are okay. And yeah, look at that. Nice windrows going all the way in. I kind of wish that when this was lifting, it lifted stuff that was in rows and moved them as well. That would be quite good, but unfortunately not, so we end up with the rows that we've got. I am a little bit concerned by the width of these windrows. The pickup on our harvester is only 0.9 of a meter, and that windrow looks pretty wide to me. I think we're going to have to see what happens. I'm hoping I'm not going to have to go over it twice. In fact, I think our best choice might be to go and grab the harvester and just give it a test, see if there's any adjustments we need to make. I have a feeling I know why this will happen, if it is, and why we ended up with windrows that are a little bit too wide. And if so, then I can help you guys to avoid such things. But at the moment, to me, that looks like it's a little too much for our harvester to handle. So we'll hook this up here. This tractor we've seen handle things before, so it should be able to handle the job of this. We know the little tractor won't handle it, but this should. And I want to hold off on our big tractor on here because I think I want that to pull the new trailer. Reading up on the description of the trailer that I want to get, we're gonna need the bigger tractor, I think, as a carting tractor. Let's pull this up here though, and I want to try out, yeah, this row here. So we'll start this up. Oh, we need to unfold it, start it up, drop it down, and are we gonna get the full width on this? Yeah, we can. That's really good news. So yeah, this will work. Fantastic. In which case we will park this off to the side, and we will wait for the finish on the field. I think things are still a little off on this, and my reasoning for testing all that a moment ago, and for my feeling for this, is because this has a 1.5 meter working width. The one we had going through the middle, the GT200 going through the middle, that also has a working width of 1.5 meters. And yet, when Courseplay was lining up, for a 2 meter piece of kit. So I have a feeling we're like 0.5 meter out the whole time on this. And we're going to move it over a little bit. We're down. So I'm keeping a very close eye. I'm doing a little bit of adjustment to everything, and hopefully we'll end up with some decent windrows at the end of this that we can actually pick up. But I need to be a little bit careful. Despite the possible hiccup around the width of Courseplay, I'm really pleased with how this is working. This is going to speed things up no end. So pleased. We're going to take 1/3 of the time to actually collect these afterwards. It's taking about the same amount of time as it did before for us to actually get the field harvested. And of course, this time we're not taking the tops off. We're not deheading them. So we're pretty good from that point of view. In that we're not having to go through and use the topper. I have realized in checking things out that the topper itself is leased, so I want to get that returned and stop the monthly cost we have for that. Line this up and go again. Well, we've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows left, including this one. So it won't be long after midday that we're finished, I think. All in all, I'm quite pleased with the way this has run road. This is a nice set of roads. We got a lot less to deal with than we had last time, and this has worked perfectly on this little tractor. Just goes to show, actually, that if you have a farm with lower powered tractors like this, potatoes still very much a thing that are very doable. You do need a pickup, so you can either pick up with a bucket, which I have seen people do before, or you get a pickup like the GT200 that we've got here. However, there's also other ways to do it. You can, there are some mods on the mod hub which again require very little pickup, very little power to use to pick up, and can run in very much the same way as our vegetable harvesters run here. So you have to run a trailer alongside, and some of them actually have a hitch to run the trailer on it as well. So yeah, there are lots of options, I think, for doing potatoes at this stage in the game, where they're doable with smaller and less powerful equipment, and it doesn't take forever to do them. You know, this field is not a tiny field. It's not a huge one, but at the same time, it's not tiny. We get a decent number of potatoes off here, and it has not taken us that long to harvest them. Using 2 tractors, you could do it, well, you could do it yourself. It'd be a little bit hard to do it with a hired worker without course play, I think, for that setup. You could do it with Follow Me. Follow Me would be an interesting way of doing it, I think. Having taking control of the middle one and having this on the outside would be a very interesting way to do this, I think. Yeah, I think there are definitely options around for getting this to work in interesting ways. So yeah, I think potatoes over the course of FS22 have become more accessible, and I'm hoping that we see a lot more variation of equipment in whatever comes next. Please, can we have potato machines like this, and in fact like the GT170, which the mod that's just come out, because I think opening up potatoes in the game a little bit more would have more people playing them, because I think they are such an underrated crop in Farm Sim. Coming to the end of the row. I don't know if we're going to get all of this in with this harvester now. We might have to back up a little bit. Yeah, we're not going to get all of it. So back up, take us off course, take us off GPS, and bring this back along here, drop it down again, and just clean up that little bit there. That's going to take a couple of runs with the harvester, I think. But that, to me, looks done. There's a few bits and pieces, but nothing major. So let's turn this off, get this back to the farm, and we'll get started with the harvester. Okay, so with this positioned up here, we can start to collect things up. We've got a pretty interesting setup. I think I might try and set up the GPS. What I want to do first, though, is get this rogue row here. Now, if we put the tractor along the edge here, yeah, that's a pretty good alignment there. With the tractor along the edge, that is giving us a good position to get everything collected up. The width is not causing us a problem, which I was hoping was going to be the case. And wow, we are filling up quickly. Look at that. 3 rows of potatoes. I think we're probably going to want to find a way to get this running with a with something beside it, because at the moment we are in trouble. Time for today's next new piece of kit. Now, I'm not getting rid of my half-pipe trailer yet, because if this doesn't work, I'm going to need it. Let's pop into here. And the trailer I want to get, and the reason why I'm using this tractor, is this one. It's the Groovy Multi-Trailer 350. It is 40,500, which we can afford. And I'm going to get it in the Grimmy White, which will work quite well. Number plate wise, we want it to match our big tractor, so we'll put Taz's name on there. And actually, I'm going to add the cover as well, so that should be pretty good. We will buy that as we have the money, and there it is over there. So tractor up. So these trailers require about 200 horsepower. Our tractor here has 190. So I'm hoping the 10 horsepower deficit isn't going to be too bad. It should be able to handle this trailer. And I think we're going to be okay. I want this trailer more actually for our vegetable harvest. This will keep our vegetable harvester running longer. And as a result means we have less trips to make to the factory, to the super factory to dump everything. Same is true for the potatoes, but of course with potatoes, our problem now is how often we're going to need to empty the harvester. And I need to see if we can create a play course that will actually cover the whole field. Will this fit under? Just, I think. Yep, there we go. So a nice big trailer we've got now in order to handle everything, and should mean we can keep things going. I wonder if we can get this going. We might be able to get this going with a follow me. So let's back this up, put follow me on, and see if we can shift ourselves out to the side enough. So I'm going to go 3.5 meters. That seems to be about right. That's not really moving in. And if we can get it to go a few meters ahead, that should do it. In fact, yeah, we'll leave it at 4. 6 is a little bit far. Let's give it a try. Forward we go. And no, I think we need to set it to 6. We need it to want to be further forward than it is. So set that to 6. And that should position us much, much better. Yeah, look at that. That is now working really well. And when we get to the end of the row, what we'll do is we'll stop there. We'll lift this. We jump out and into the other tractor. We will stop the follow me. So take the hired worker off. Then we can turn the harvest around and get going the other way. And then just set follow me going again with the other tractor once we're in position. And that will work really, really well. So get this down and into the field, get ourselves nicely aligned. We've got a little bit of storage space on this, which is great. And then this, we just bring round. Wow, 69% of this big trailer off one row. That is huge. Right, and follow me again, and this time I'm going to put it at 8 because we were filling up the very front of the trailer. If we put it at 8, we might try and start filling the middle of the trailer instead, and that would be a much better position to be doing it. Yeah, in fact, I think we might even be able to go 10 ahead. Either way, this is working perfectly. My harvester has started filling, and that tells me that my trailer is full. Let's jump into this. Yeah, we have a nice full trailer on this, and the tractor's pulling it. Just, yeah, that 10 horsepower is showing, or the 10 horsepower deficit is showing. But this tractor is able to actually pull this trailer. So not bad at all. Empty the first load of potatoes with our nice, very nice trailer. I do love this Grimmy trailer, and it is absolutely perfect for what we have on here. And we're still producing some triple soup. We've got a fair amount left. But I'm going to leave the potatoes until the triple soup is done. And in fact, now that we're going to have more parsnips and more red beet coming in, I'm not going to create any carrot soup. We will just create triple soup all the way. Triple soup price at the moment is a little bit lower, but we still have £79,000 worth of triple soup. We are almost certainly going to be able to pay our loan off and buy most of our equipment before the end of this series. Easiest way I've found to make sure I get all of the rows with a little bit of trial and error here has been to line up the front right hand side of my bonnet here with the edge of the row. That then picks everything up and we're not missing anything. I had a few instances the last couple of rows, or the first couple of rows, where I did miss and got a little bit off track, but pretty happy with this now. This is working pretty well for us and we're loading things up. In fact, I'm getting fairly full now, which can only mean that my trailer here is full. Yes, we are. So hired worker off this. And this method is working really, really well. And this is only our second trailer off here, but that does represent 70,000 litres of potatoes. Our third delivery of potatoes, and that means that we've got around about, yeah, it's going to be 105,000 litres of potatoes in our soup factory. That's going to create about 30,000 litres of soup, which is a huge amount. At the moment, the potato soup price is really good. It's 2,300 if we put it on the train. If we sell at the farmer's market, which it tends to be what I'm doing now, yes, we take the hit, but it's still worth it. You're still looking at £2,000 per 1,000 litres of soup. So that's £60,000 just off potato soup that we've already delivered potatoes for. And that is only going to go up because we're only about halfway through this field. One thing I do need to do though on our way back is this tractor has conked out on me twice on our way back. So we need to take it in here for a quick repair. Hoping this is going to be too expensive. 2,800, so that's not too bad. That's good, and that means it shouldn't conk out on us now while we're working. Also, on my way out to tip the last load of potatoes, I went and refilled it with some more DEF and some more fuel. So we should be good to go for the rest of the day with this tractor now. Got into quite a nice rhythm now with this. Starting up on each row and then letting the tractor and trailer pull up beside me as I'm going. We get about a third to a half full doing that, and then by the end of the row we tend to be empty unless of course the trailer is full like it is now, at which point I will continue along here until we get to the point where we're full. I find that we are able to go a little bit longer and it helps things to move around a bit. So there we go, we're full. This is also full. This is our fourth load and there's still 3 rows to go, or 2.5 rows to go on here. That is a fantastic amount of potatoes. What we'll do at the end, these little bits that we've missed that we've got all over the field, we'll just go around with the harvester and pick those up because the harvester should fit all of those in, I think. This has definitely been the most efficient way I have done the potatoes so far. It's just working so well and allowing us to clear through the biggest field we've got on the farm here really quickly. I had not expected to be able to get through all of this today, and in fact I think there are ways that I could have been a little bit more efficient with it and could have sped things up even faster. Also, I'm loving this Grimmy trailer. It is going to be perfect for us doing the vegetables next time. We're just going to not go to the soup factory quite so much as we were with our other trailer, and as a result we're going to end up being much more efficient on our vegetable harvest as well. So this is our 6th load we're getting off here, and our final row. You can see that we've got a little bit all over the place here. We don't seem to quite have a full trailer yet though. which is both good news and bad news. Obviously, we'd like to get as much off this field as we can. We are 93% full, though. So there is a little bit of space in here. I think probably less space than we have potatoes on the field. I'm just going to put the trailer here for a minute, and we'll take the harvester. And we'll just have a quick run around the field, grab all these bits that we've missed, and see if A, we can fill this trailer up, which I've no doubt that we will, but B, if we are able to get a little bit more out of this field beyond that. There was actually more than a harvester's full of potatoes left around this field, so we're going to top this off, come and collect whatever's left in the harvester, and then, yeah, finish off going around the field with the harvester, which is fantastic, because at 6 full trailers, that's 210,000 liters that we should have. Our final amount is going to be really good off this field. Taken a little while to get around the field and get everything collected up, but we do have the last little bit here that we can get up into our collector. Yeah, there we go. Bring this around and grab the little bit that's just off the edge of the field, and that should do the trick. And then we can see exactly how much we have. That fit under there? Yes, just. Oh, no, not quite. Let's back that up then, and a little bit further out. Seems that I had it much better with the actual follow me, but that's all good. Once that's emptied, we'll take a quick stock of it. There we go. So turn this off, and that we'll get that back to the shed in a bit. So how much we got in our trailer? 14,194,000. Yeah, 14,194 liters, plus the 210,000 liters we already have in there. So that's 224,000 liters just over that we've got in our factory. That is absolutely fantastic. What a massive haul. That is going to create nearly 70,000 liters of the potato soup, which is 140,000 pounds off that one field alone. What a result. That immediately, even where we are now, puts us over 200,000. Absolutely fantastic. So we will see where the vegetables take us tomorrow as we continue to make some triple soup. We've got to start with, I think it's probably the parsnips. So we're going to give them a go tomorrow. So I haven't got my harvester out since last year. We did give it a clean before we finished. Just need to clear that back. But we didn't, or we haven't got any fuel in it at all. Maneuvering out of the shed. Gonna have to go into my yard first, I think. We want to go around, give it some fuel, give it some DEF. It's in fairly good nick. I think we're fairly good as far as that goes. But we need both of these things to be filled up. So let's turn it off, fill up the DEF from in the cab, fill up the fuel from out of the cab. And I don't think it's going to take too much fuel. Yeah, I remember from last time, it's about 900 liters should fill this up. There we go. So now we can start it up and we can get ourselves aligned, ready for the field. And the field we're going to do is field 52 here. That is the parsnips. Let's bring this round, unfold our harvester. I'll bring everything out. And do you know what? I think we're probably better off starting at the other end. I'm going to be able to position myself much better. So let's head down there and get things lined up. Now, there's two ways I could run this. I could either run this with me doing the harvester and having the tractor on follow me as we did for the sugar beet, or I could just set this going with the hired worker. I'm going to set this going for our hired worker, at least on this field. So we'll get that started there. And my reasoning for that is because unlike the other harvester, we have no storage on this whatsoever. So it is going to struggle a little bit. Now, yeah, we need to come in and raise the auger on this. So let's stop that hired worker, raise that up, raise it right up like that. That should then go into the trailer without too much hassle. Start the hired worker up again and bring it under. And our harvester, yep, should get into the parsnips and get going. And we want to lower this down to about 4 to 5 miles an hour so that we can nice and easily pull alongside and start loading up with the parsnips. This should keep us going a lot longer today than we have in the past with our old trailer. We'll be able to do a lot fewer runs to the soup factory, and that means that we should end up getting a lot of this knocked out quicker. Now my big worry is actually at the end of the field here. Get this to load up here, but this trailer is quite long and I don't want to run into my carrots there. That done? I think that's done. Let's back it off. So the harvester will turn around without too much hassle and won't cause any issue. But I'm not sure that we can actually get into this field without ending up in the carrots. So I'm going to try and maneuver myself. But yeah, look at that. That harvester backs all that way back. And if I go there, I am going to destroy... Oh, no. I'm not going to destroy carrots because these carrots are ready to harvest. So we're okay. Okay, so in all honesty, it would probably have been better for me to have done the carrots first. The reason why I went for the parsnips is because the parsnips do have an earlier time that they wither. They wither a lot sooner. We've only got a couple of months to harvest these. But I'm expecting to get all of these vegetables out really quickly this year. As I said, we've got a much bigger trailer. We're doing more rows per run, and as a result we're gonna have the harvester sitting here for a lot less time while we're doing that. So as a result, we are in a much better position and could very easily just get the carrots done first and out. So there's a definite order to doing these fields. You've got... Oh, we're blocked at the moment. It's actually marking it as blocked. We really want to expand these fields and make them bigger. And that would be the way to go. Now that we're using bigger equipment and everything, getting a larger field to be running on and working on would make a lot more sense. And I think I would possibly split field 50 and field 51 in half to try and make a bit more interesting field out of field 52. Get around the end there. I think we can straighten things up. We should be ready to go again. So I think that would be the way I'd go. Eventually you'd make this area, this whole area, into one big field. It looks like we're gonna get 6 full rows out of this. That is quite amazing that we can fit that much in here. As I said, also means that our harvester is going to be sitting around for less time. And yeah, there we go, 35,000 liters off 6 rows. That's really good. I was expecting I don't know, I think I was expecting to go further than that, but that means that we're gonna have a similar number of parsnips off that field compared to the number of potatoes we got off the last one. So we'll tip this first load out, and we've got 7,000 in there at the moment. So this is easily going to get us up to matching the number of carrots we got very quickly. We're going to be harvesting red beet as well today, hopefully. So this will just keep the triple soup coming all the time. We've got quite a lot in storage, so we're going to have to do a sell-off in the near future as well. As I said, we are selling to the farm shop at the moment rather than the train. The train is great, but it takes forever to not only load everything up, but to unload it at the other end. Looking at how far we are through this field, I'm kind of thinking that we're going to get about 4 trailers worth and not 6 as we had off the potato field. So it is going to be significantly less. It's going to be like 70,000 litres less in parsnips than we had in potatoes. Not that that's a hugely bad thing. We are dealing with a much smaller field here. In fact, I'm pretty sure that this is our smallest field that we have on the farm. So I'm not expecting its yields ever to be massive compared to the others. And it also actually doesn't have any loam in it, this field, I don't believe. I think this field is a little bit on the weaker side, if I remember correctly. So yeah, either way I look at it, it's not a huge issue for this field to be at a lower amount. So long as we get enough to cover how much triple soup we want to make, it'll be absolutely fine. I was wondering if there's any noticeable difference in the yield between the potatoes from last year and this year's. But no, the parsnips seem to have roughly the same yield as the potatoes did last year. Another 6 rows, and we are once again approaching another full trailer. And yeah, we're at 93% at the end of the row. So I'm going to go and tip this. It's much easier for me to go and tip this at this point, keep things going. I think this is due to the variation in the soil, though. The further we go across the field, the less of the good soil we get. And as a result, that means our yield is dropping as we go across. Something I find very interesting about this is that it doesn't seem to be going that much more quickly compared to using the smaller trailer. We're doing less runs, definitely, but I don't think the runs take that long, especially when we also have the rear unload from this. This is not the fastest unloading trailer, and as a result, it takes a little bit of time up at the soup factory to actually unload, and as a result, we are still taking a little while to turn things around. Does mean we do save on a bit of fuel, because obviously we are doing less runs, but we are using a bigger tractor, so might use a little bit more fuel. Looking at our yield map here, you can see why we're getting this lower level of yield on here, and why it's taking more rows actually to get a full trailer. We're actually looking at the moment at, yeah, the soil type. So we've got this loamy the silty clay, in fact, going across here with the loam then coming in at the end. So our lower yield and therefore longer time that it's taking for our trailer to be filled is purely down to that. It's down to the fact that the loam on this field disappears as we go across it. And therefore, we are unable to get quite as good a return out of it. I kind of wonder how much it would cost to buy the harvester at this point. We have been spending a fair amount. So if I go purchase... Oh, wow, we're under 400,000 to buy the harvester at this point. That's really, really interesting. That begins to put it in the realm of something that we could possibly purchase, and therefore end up with owning all of our equipment on the farm in the end. At the moment, we don't own, well, we don't own any of our potato stuff other than the one that we bought last time. So you can see here, potato technology, we don't own the actual pickup, we don't own the seeder, and we don't own our first rower. However, we do own I got rid of the topper because we didn't need that anymore, and that was costing us money every day. We, of course, also don't own the sprayer. How much would that cost to purchase? 75,000. That's still pretty expensive for us to purchase. So there's quite a bit of cost if we want to purchase the equipment that we currently have leased. Thankfully, we're in a position now where any new stuff we can immediately buy ourselves. I think our harvester has gone and charged us for another hour. In fact, yeah, that's dropped to 380 now. So yeah, our harvester has charged us for another hour. So that is coming down all the time as we use it, slowly paying it off. My estimate for how much we were going to get off this field was way off. We do not have that many rows left, so we don't even have 6 rows left. And we are coming to the end of the 6th row for this trailer. And we are only 87% full, maybe 88. Yeah, 88% full. So we're going to do another run because we only get about 12% off a row. And yeah, that means that there is not another full trailer sitting here on this field, and we're going to end up with about 120,000 liters, maybe, I think, at the end of the day. Not bad, but not quite what I was hoping for. Still, if we manage to match that in red beet and carrots, that is 120,000 liters of triple soup, which is a lot of money's worth of triple soup. So we'll see how much we're left with. But yeah, 120,000 liters of triple soup would mean about, I think it's about £3,000 per 1,000 liters. So we would triple the amount of money that we would make off it. And that is 360,000. That would be enough to buy the harvester. We're starting on the last row now, and yeah, there were only 3 more rows after our last tip. We are at 30% at the moment. I think we're going to get just shy of 45% maybe, if we're lucky. I don't think we're going to hit 50% full with this last row. But it's not looking too bad. Yeah, it's not a complete row. We're not even going to be just shy of 45%. We're going to be just over 35%. Not great, but we at least have another 12,700. Yeah, 12,770. So nearly 12,800 liters in this final load. Let's get this down to the soup factory and see exactly how much we have managed to get off this field. Realized on the way over here that I can't actually tell how much we've exactly got off here today, and that is because we started with 5,000 odd liters of parsnips, but we have been processing them through today as well. So we've probably processed those 5,000 liters. So it looks like we're at about 1,300. That is not a bad yield off there. Will keep us going for quite a while. Does mean that we're going to be making carrot soup, though. We've got a bigger field of carrots, and that is only 40, about just under 40,000 litres difference. We're going to get more than 40,000 litres of carrots off that field. So we're moving on to the red beet now, and I'm expecting this to be a little bit higher yield-wise with the fact that red beet is slightly bigger. And in fact, yeah, I can see that already we're filling up faster than we were on the previous field. Red beet in general is just a bigger crop, so this should mean that we end up with a decent amount off here. We've got 4,000 in storage at the soup factory already, so we're going to be adding to that and adding to our triple soup output. Made a slight adjustment to the belt on this. I wanted it to more easily reach into the trailer without having a big angle that might catch on the side. So I flattened out the top of it and put this going a little bit steeper up into it. And I think that's working a lot better. We've got a good piece of clearance on the trailer. I'm not too worried about where everything's going. And it seems to be working pretty well to get the red beet where I want them in the trailer without clipping the trailer on the harvester at all. We're looking at a similar sort of number of rows here that will get into this trailer before we have to go and tip. We're just hitting 50% and we are 3 rows in, just over 3 rows in. No, just under 3 rows in, sorry. And that means that, yeah, we should hit 100% just shy of 6 rows. That's not bad, to be honest. I'm impressed by that. And if we can just avoid our harvester, which we should be able to do. Yeah, that means we'll end up with a decent amount on here. Looks like we're going to have to go and do a little bit of extra work on the headlands, though. But I think we could use Follow Me to do that based on what we have. And is that car going past, or is it going to sit right where I want to go? It's going to sit right where I want to go. This is going to be a fun piece of maneuvering. Hey, coming in from the far side, going around all the cars that have gathered there. And this is why I adjusted the belt. I've got a lot more leeway with actually getting under it now without clipping it as I get into position. Much better. We actually really need to get as much knocked out today as we possibly can. We've got rain next month and the month after. That could end up proving very costly to us if we are still trying to get these out and end up being stuck in a lot of mud. As I said before, or as I said last time, in fact, the horsepower on this tractor is about 10 horsepower under what we should really be using with this trailer. And as a result, we get any rain and mud, we're gonna struggle with this, I think, and that does worry me just a little bit. And our first trailer full is just about done. In fact, there we go, full, and that is under 6 rows. This is coming up to the end of our 6th row. Wow, that filled really fast. I'm not sure at this point that our production of triple soup will ever stop. I think we're able to spend most of the year processing it, and the outcome is that we always have some of it on the go. As a result, I think we might have to start the potato soup production up alongside it at the same time, and sort of do a mix of selling potato soup and the triple soup together in order to get those potatoes processed and to get the best price we can for those. So next time we're down at the soup factory, I think we'll switch that. We'll switch the potato soup production on so that things can start going, and we can start getting some stuff ready to sell. I'm gonna pull this under here, though, and we'll get as much of the red beets done as we can. Although I think we're going to get about halfway through this field, which is not bad, to be honest. I'm quite happy with that kind of progress. We're coming up to the halfway point on this field, and my trailer actually isn't half full yet. I think it might be, if I'm lucky, by the middle of the field. Certainly should by the end of this row, but that does mean that we are unlikely to get more than 3 trailer fulls off of this field. Simply because the crop isn't there at the moment. Does surprise me a little bit to find that out, but yeah, not wholly bad, really. That will put us at another 70,000. Will put us at 108,000, slightly less than the number of parsnips we have. So it looks like we're gonna, at the end of the day, be making both parsnip and carrot soup. The time is coming up to 5:45, and we have a 71% full trailer. I think our best bet right now is probably to stop the harvester here. So we'll take the hired worker off like that, and we will stop the harvester. And we can jump in the tractor. We'll run this load, this 25,000 litres down to the factory, but yeah, we've made good progress today. I'm really happy with how much we've got out. We got plenty of time to get the remaining red beet and the carrots out, so that's a big thing about this, is that we're gonna have enough time to get all of our vegetables out. Looks like we're gonna make a decent amount of money from them as well. We are looking to pay a lot of stuff off this year, so we'll see how it goes. So we're running a little bit ahead of schedule now here. I didn't expect to get as far as we did yesterday. We got to halfway through the red beet. We should then be able to actually get all of the red beet collected and the carrots today. We are, of course, coming fairly close to the end of our time here on Zielonka. This is episode 23, I believe. Oh, no, 22, I believe. And yeah, we're starting this week. We should finish this on Christmas Eve, in fact, on Sunday. Let's get a hired worker working on this, ready and in position. And we can jump into here. So if we can get this collected in, that should give us enough time to process all of these vegetables with any luck and finish up with a big sell-off and see if we can actually buy the various pieces of equipment we still have kicking around the farm. We've got our harvester here, of course, which is our biggest expenditure. I'm expecting this to still cost us a fair amount to actually get purchased, but should be a pretty good thing, I think, to get in. We got about 450,000 still to pay on it. In fact, let's see if we can set the cruise control here and get it actually see what the actual price is. So we have still 374,000 to pay on it. So I was wrong. I thought we were going to have a much larger amount still to go on that. So if we have a really good set of triple soup this year, this year, I think we might actually end up owning all of our leased stuff on the farm, which would be a perfect way to end this. Currently, we still actually have quite a few carrots left in from last year's harvest. So we're coming actually fairly close to having a full set of storage of the triple soup. Once we get this, I think we're going to have to start emptying stuff out. I don't mind us hitting that limit, but we're going to have to start loading up our flatbed and delivering stuff up to the train yard for a big sell-off towards the end of this, and maybe we can get it all up there, get it all loaded up onto a train, and make just a massive load of money in one go. Our best month for selling the triple soup, that is going to be March. So we might have to jump forwards just a little bit in order to actually get ourselves in a position where we have enough. And because I put that on the cruise control, we've got a little bit out of sync with the harvester, and the harvester has ended up not being able to actually unload. There it is. Get back in the right place and we can keep going. We also have this little square around where the telegraph pole is that we're going to have to come back and sort later. I'm hoping that won't be too much hassle and we can turn that around fairly quickly. Even now, it's only 8:45, so we have plenty of time left to sort the rest of this field out. I reckon we've got about 3 rows left on here. So I'm just going to try and get as much of it in this trailer as possible. I don't think all of that is going to fit in this trailer, but I also don't think that it's going to be much more than a single trailer. We're already up to 61% on here, and yeah, I think most of this field will fit in this trailer before we head down and get it tipped to the factory. We're coming up to a full trailer of beet, and as you can see, we've got just a single line left down this side of the field, so there's not going to be a huge amount to pick up and finish off at the end of this field. Good to have another 35,000 liters coming off here, though. That's really good. That's another 70,000 pounds worth of triple soup, because we've got another 35,000 liters off here. That is fantastic. So we'll tip this into here, and while that's unloading, let's go and have a look at what we have over this way. So I need to be very careful when we get to the maximum amount in here. I need to make sure that we start clearing it out and start loading it up, because if we don't, what we're going to find is we're suddenly going to be without the ability to keep making it, and we want to get through all of this. Now the potato soup, that actually we want to activate that because we are so close to the maximum on the triple soup. We might as well get potato soup production going as well, and that way we will then be continuing to do that when the triple soup hits its maximum amount. As we return to the field, it looks like our harvester has gone over another hour. We are at 36,000 pounds now. We were at 50 odd, so it's, yeah, the price of this has dropped again because we've had to lease it for another work hour, and that is only a good thing. We should end up with enough money, I hope, to pay this harvester off. I'm not 100% sure, although we do have a 200,000 pound loan as well, because this is start from scratch. So we've got a lot of requests on our money. Whether we can pay everything off, I don't know. In fact, let me know in the comments, do you think we should pay off the loan completely before the end of this series, or do you think we should buy as many of the lease to hire pieces of equipment we've got as we possibly can? Really interested to know on what your thoughts on that are. Coming to the end of the row, and this is when we're going to get a little bit more fiddly. So we'll let that empty out. That will then finish. Yeah, our worker's finished. Last of the beet into our trailer. And then I'm going to position this so that we can get these slightly more awkward sections out. We'll start up the engine. We will not reverse. I'm going to go forwards with this and position myself here. That way we can go along the edge here, or send the hired worker along the edge here. And we can bring our tractor in this side. And then what we'll do is it'll say it's finished work when it gets this little patch done. So what we'll then do is we'll then move it forwards into that other patch, and hopefully it'll do the whole patch and won't just do a little bit. Forward and done. Yeah, again, it thinks it's finished. So we can be a little bit fiddly here. Start the whole thing up. And forwards and into this patch here, and get our tractor under it again. Fiddly little bits at the end of the field. I'm very tempted actually to take a couple of rows off the bottom of these carrots at the start and just make things a little bit easier for us. So we've finished off there. Let's get, as I said, I think we'll take a couple of rows off the bottom of this. If we can get things to run a little bit smoother. It goes against the actual rows and isn't massively realistic, but I kind of want to just make things a little bit easier on us, especially as we'll have to do this at the end anyway. This is carrots, so first, before we pick that up, we need to go and dump these red beets. Let's head down to the soup factory and we'll go and get rid of these. I'm a little bit concerned as I've seen we've got some rain on the way, and actually that is pretty torrential. If that hits before we finish the carrots, I think we're going to get bogged down and be in a position where it's going to be very hard for us to actually get this field finished. Thankfully, we have November as well, but November too, the weather is looking pretty bad. Look at all these cars sitting here watching the harvester, waiting for it to move. I always find that a little bit funny. That harvester is going nowhere near those cars, but the AI definitely thinks that they're in danger and need to stop, which is fantastic. I wonder if they'll all still stay stopped while we're emptying out on this row here, or whether with the harvester moving forwards, certainly the ones the other way, I wonder if they will start to move when the harvester passes. The ones behind are just sort of tracking the harvester though, which is pretty funny. That white car still hasn't left. In fact, yeah, now that we're far enough past it, now it leaves. So I've harvested 5 rows from the end of this field. This will be our 5th row when we get to here. We'll start following the actual rows after that. Make sure that we're getting back on to the more realistic harvest. It's more about the fact that we end up with oddities and strange bits at the end of the field if I don't do it this way to start with. So we'll pull this forward, we'll get out of the way, and in fact our harvester will get out of the way. So let's stop that and hide worker off, reverse it up and take it into the field. Where are we on time? It is 20 to 12. I am slightly concerned about this rain and this mud that could be coming. But at the moment, we're doing okay. Let's hire worker for that. Hope that that's in the right place. And we'll bring our trailer around and start emptying. Yeah, as long as we can get this out before the rain starts, we're going to be good. Otherwise, we are just going to get bogged down, especially on this slope. The moment of truth. Have we cut enough here for it to go to the end? Yes. I think we're going to be all right on this field. Now, the fact that that went all the way to the end there should mean it'll pick up the end on the next one, and it won't be a problem when we hit that telegraph, or when we get to that telegraph pole later on the field. And I'm not even sure. Yeah, it's not even stopping the traffic. That's fantastic. Very, very happy with that. So having a section at the end of the field here, that is definitely the right way to go. And already we are nearly up to, well, no, in fact, we're just over 80% of our trailer full. I think by the end of this row, we'll be going and tipping our first 35,000 litres of carrots for this year. And there we go. End of the row, and we are full. Perfect. That should position itself, I think, ready for the next row with any luck. And no, in fact, that still needs emptying. So we'll go tip this. We'll come back. And we'll pick it up at the end of the row where it's just sitting there waiting for us. I worry about the rain coming because this tractor is a little bit underpowered for this trailer. It could really do with 200 horsepower, and we've got 190 on this McCormick. But it should do okay most of the time, and in fact does do okay most of the time. I worry with a full trailer whether this will be able to pull anything through the mud. It struggles a little bit when we have some of the inclines when it's nearly full, and as a result, I think that this might struggle a little bit when we get into a bit of mud. Interesting thing though for this McCormick is I expected this to be my big working tractor when we got it. It's actually turned out to become the workhorse for our farm. We've very much got our 3 tractors now fallen into their roles. We've got our small little farm tractor that is doing the spraying and actually the seeding, because the seeding doesn't take much horsepower. We've then got our Massey Ferguson that is now doing the loading up of all the pallets and taking those where they need to go. And doing all of that kind of work and sort of general farmyard work. That's almost become our yards tractor. It also runs our pickup for our potatoes, and then we've got the McCormick, which is now running this big grimy trailer along with doing things like the subsoiling. So it is doing some big field work. I'm impressed. This McCormick has come into the farm, shaken things up a bit, and just proved to be really, really useful. We're getting into the danger zone with the weather now. It is 1:10, and we are fully expecting the rain to come at any point within the next hour. It could come before 2 o'clock. We're certainly expecting it around 2 o'clock. So yeah, there's so much left of this field to go, and this could really throw a big spanner in the works today if we are unable to continue and get this done. That rain could be a big issue. So, well, my fingers crossed that it's not going to be too bad, but that forecast is not looking good. That is very much looking like we're going to get bogged down in the mud today without the ability to actually get this finished off. And here it comes. The rain is coming down as we come back up to the top end of the field. Now it is just a matter of time until we can't continue harvesting on here. I'm really hoping we're going to be able to get a full trailer, another full trailer off here today before we have to stop. If it rains too hard too quickly, that is not going to be possible. We are at 80% though. Can we get another trailer? I'm hopeful. But I'm not hopeful that we're going to be able to get all these carrots up today now as a result. I can see already the tractor is beginning to sink, and we're beginning to put some ruts in the field. We are going to have a nice full trailer though. There we go, 100%. So yeah, let's get off the muddy field and go and get this tipped. But I think by the time we get back, those ruts are going to be a whole lot deeper, and it's going to be a whole lot more difficult for us to actually get anything done on this field. Back down to the field, and we get now to see exactly how bad the mud is as we roll back on. It's getting, oh no, that's getting quite deep now, that mud. Yeah, this is going to start to get a little bit more difficult I've even had to get the lights on my tractor in order to do things. We're still moving at the moment, but I'm not holding out hopes for a long-term harvest left today. We're already sinking quite far into the earth. So it could be that we end up getting stuck at the top end of the field once we've got a little bit of weight on this trailer. Oh no, we had to stop. The harvester broke down, and yeah, we can't. We had to stop the tractor, and now it's stuck in the mud. I think we are in trouble here. Oh yes, definitely. So what we're gonna do, I'll stop spinning my wheels because we're not going anywhere. Can we disconnect the trailer? Will that get us out? Yeah, so it is purely the weight of our trailer now that is getting us stuck here. A little bit of weight in there, and as we thought, it's going to cause issue, and we can't move forwards or backwards. Let's jump in the harvester and just back that up a bit. If there's any more to unload, which I don't think there is, I think we're going to have to leave the harvester and the tractor here. What we can do, though, and I think I prepared for this with a cover. Yeah. So we can cover the trailer, and we can leave it all here. When everything gets a little bit less muddy, we'll be able to get that out of there. What I'm going to do, though, is take this opportunity to give the tractor a quick wash down. Yes, I know it's fairly muddy at the moment. We want to try and make sure that things are kept as mud-free as possible, so that will make things easier for us next time. But the big thing is I need to repair our harvester, so we'll go get that too, and we can back this out of the crop. This, because it's got the tracks, can move. It's just the trailer, the weight of the trailer, as I said with our tractor, is just a little too much for it. So we'll take this through the farmyard and over to the repairs. It's the kind of thing you do when you have weather like this, and you can't continue on. You go and find those other jobs that need doing, and we're clear. Let's head over here and get this repaired, and then I think we're going to have to take the Massey and go and start loading up some crates of soup. Repair cost of this is 20,000. Oh, wow. That is expensive. That is a whack of our money gone. And in fact, yeah, we definitely need to go and load up some soup. Before we load anything up, though, I'm just going to do a couple of things. One, we seem to not have full or large tires on that, so I need better tires on the Massey. But also I want to go and get us a larger weight so that we can lift more at once. I think that one might be a good one. Or 2,500. Yeah, I think that might be a good one. So let's grab this. This is 3,700, but will be more than paid for. So we'll buy that. Yes. We can then put this on the front of our tractor and know that we can lift a lot of weight of pallets. That way we can put a large stack of pallets onto the trailer. Lift that up. And we will head round to the back and get some wider tires put on. Something that will spread the weight a little bit. So we'll customize the Massey. It's not in very bad disrepair, so that's good. Yeah, we've currently got narrow tires on it. What I want to put is wide tires. There we go. We won't put the weights on because that won't help. So yeah, wide tires and customize that. That is going to cost us 2,000, but that's fine. Just hook everything back up and there. Lift it. Turn us on. Lift it and lift the rear as well. Right, let's go down to our soup factory and start loading up some of our soup. We know we've got a lot of soup that we want to get onto here, and just trying to think how I can best position this trailer to give us maximum access to both sides of it. Disconnect the trailer, that's got it, and then we can unfold. Are those unfolded? Yes, those are unfolded. And go around and start loading stuff up, because we must be getting fairly close now to being full in the factory. Yeah, we have 40,000 litres of triple soup. I'm actually expecting that to come out as 80,000 litres, because this, in the soup factory, doesn't seem to be an indicator of how many litres there are. It seems to be an indicator of how many pallets they are. So we got 40 pallets of 2,000 litres each. Seems to be what that indicates in the factory. There's a bit of a weirdness going on with that at the moment. So I am going to stack things up. We're going to try and go 4 high. So all of these should fit fairly quickly onto this trailer. But I'm expecting stuff to appear here very quickly. Why is that pushing that back? But there we go. And forwards. And we should get 2 more appear. Yep. And with this nice big weight at the front, I think we're going to be able to get some pretty big stacks on here straight off. So I've managed to get 2 stacks 4 high. This weight on the front here is definitely allowing us to move this and not making us wheelie, but those feel really unstable on there. So I think going this high on 2 stacks is not in my best interests. I think this is going to end in tears if I'm not very, very careful. So we will slowly maneuver them onto here and... oh, and down. Okay, so we can go 4 high. That's good. We know as well, actually, that we can go 4 high and be able to carry them. Because if we can carry 8 at once, that's a huge amount. That is, what, 16,000 litres of soup that we've just grabbed. So my plan here is that we're going to write down. Now, why is this not always able to get into these? See, that is in the right place, but it's like it's angled backwards, which is interesting to say the least. I'm gonna line myself up and see if I can get another stack of 4 here. And down, forwards, up, and on, like that. Yeah, this is all about how you stack these. But it seems to be at a bit of an angle. And I can't see any way to actually get that to angle at all. So, yeah, a little bit weird. Let's have a look here. Something's moving. Oh, right. That is my... So that was my forks moving in and out. Yeah, it doesn't angle. So, oh, I know what it is. We've got a great big weight on the front. And the weight is actually hindering us rather than helping us at the moment, because it's leading the front of the tractor down. This might have been a bad miscalculation on my part with this weight. And that is the first set on trailer. God, that was more nerve-wracking than I liked. And yeah, our trailer is still not in a great position for us to load up, because you can see here, we're needing that little bit extra to actually get everything in position. And this weight is definitely not helping us. So I think what we're going to have to do is go and switch this weight out for something a little bit lighter and come back and try again. Because at the moment, this is no faster than if I was just taking lots and lots of trips back and forth. Rather than lose a lot of money on this weight, what I'm actually going to try first is to customize the tractor a little bit more and add those rear wheel weights. See what difference that makes. Does that tell me? So yeah, that should add enough to balance things out and give me the ability to do that. I think we might have spent a lot of money getting this all evened out, but that's not a big issue, I don't think. We'll see how we go. Let's pop out here and just see what effect that has. So unfold that and right down to the bottom. Are those looking fairly flat? Those are looking fairly flat now. So I think we've got it. I think we'll be all right with that. Let's head back down to the soup factory and see if we can load at least a few more of these up today. So despite the fact that we've got the wheel weights on the back, we're still having the problem with the front weight pushing it down too much. So what I think I'm going to do is switch that out before I try and continue loading these up next time. We've got a little bit left to do. Whoa. On here with loading up. We're going to be loading things up here for a little while yet. And in fact, oh, that is so scary doing that. I think I've worked out how to best load these up. So we'll get that going. We've got a lot left in, and we're beginning to get potato soup out of here as well. If I can see it at all. No, I can't. But we've got lots to load up. We've got a little bit of reworking to do here as well, I think, because this side not so great. And we've got the rest of our carrots to get harvested. There's still a lot to do around here, and we've only got 3 more months to get it all done. We are picking up exactly where we left off yesterday. We're heading down to the soup factory to finish loading things up. Now, I have switched out the weight. We've got the slightly smaller 10-winkle weight here. And we're going. Hopefully that's going to even things out a little bit with this tractor. I'm not looking to take too long to do this. Hopefully we've got a lot on here already. So with any luck, we'll be able to get even more on and get this field finished, or get this job finished. We should make a lot of money off this. We're not going to sell to Erlingrad. We're going to keep going to the farm shop, which seems to be the best place to sell this, outside of having to load everything up onto the train, and it'll be a little bit quicker doing it that way as well. We have a mix of the of this soup and of the potato soup that we're going on here, so we've got a fair amount of stuff to get sold. I've also moved the trailer around quite a bit to try and get ourselves a little bit of extra space to maneuver to load on to the other side, which is something we're going to have to do first thing today, because we don't have it filled on that other side at the moment. And I'm hoping that this is going to go fairly smoothly. We'll see how we do. We're not doing too badly at the moment, though. That's a nice stack we've got. Just need to get the last one on. Reverse it up. Oh, this is the point at which this gets just that little bit worrying. But we seem to be okay. And that is the stack got. Right, we just need to get this onto the trailer. And yeah, I've given myself a little bit more space here now to maneuver things. So with any luck, we'll be able to get this on here without too much hassle. The other ones are a little bit over towards us. So there is that little bit of worry. And they're strapped down at the moment. And my idea behind that is should be able to get everything into position first. Yeah, that's... Oh, wow. Lift it up a little bit. Yeah, lots of careful maneuvering. I am not straight onto this trailer at all. And now neither are my pallets. Quite an interesting little conundrum here with some of this, but that's on there. That's working. Down, and we should be able to slide on, and that's not bad. In fact, I might be able just to get that done as it is. We'll just nudge them on carefully with this, and then we can get them locked in. Wow, they're not quite far enough over to lock that in. We should be able to fit 2 more stacks of those on there though. So let's get that done, and we should be able to get some sold. We've still got 22,000 litres in here, along with 5,000 litres of the potato soup. So there is plenty to get onto the trailer. This new weight is definitely working for us. It's keeping things nice and flat. We're not having any issue piling things up. I'm doing 4 at a time, and they seem to be going on there fairly well. Just trying to ensure that we get them as square as possible. And then, of course, we just have the 4 that go up the other way. Yeah, sometimes you have to maneuver yourself a few times over the trailer in order to make sure you get in the right place. That should do it this time, though. Presuming that top one isn't giving me trouble, which, of course, it is. And after a little bit of reshuffling and a little bit of care, we should be able to get this on here now fairly nicely. And there, it's not perfect, but this is the thing with loading stuff up like this. It rarely ever is. The final set that we'll get on this trailer for today, and that is amazing. We still have quite a lot left in the soup factory, despite the fact we've got a huge amount on this trailer. We've got 12. How many pallets we've got? Yeah, we've got 12, 24, 48 pallets on here. And that means we've got 96,000 litres of soup. Part of this is potato soup, so not all of it is the triple soup. Yeah, so it's an interesting mix we've got on here. Let's get that locked down. Do I have another one? Yeah, we've got one more that will get over the end there. So we'll fold this up, lift the rear one, and this should be all we need to sell today. If we can sell a load over the next few days, we should end up just with a massive amount of money available to us. Let's hook this up like so, and very carefully now we'll take this down to the shop. We'll go sell this at the farm shop. It won't make quite as much as if we sold it at the rail yard, but we are in a little bit of a hurry to get this harvest finished. So we've got 84,000 litres of triple soup and 12,000 litres of potato soup. Does it go into this one? Yes. So this is where we want to sell these. And that is, wow, a whopping 192,483 plus 21,000 for the environmental score. And oh, we still have some on the trailer. Oh, that was another 8,000 plus we've got a little bit more sitting at the back of this. I'm gonna have to spin this round and just get that last little bit sold as well. I didn't realize there was still some on the back. So we'll swing these in, and last few, that's still a load more money. Another 10,172. So we're up to 231,913. That is amazing. On my way back to the farm, I'm just going to pop in here because we've had a problem with this trailer a little bit getting out of the soup factory. These side skirts you can see, they keep catching and preventing us getting out of the factory properly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to customize the trailer. Oh, we'll repair it as well. But we'll customize it and we will take the side guards off. So you can see we had them on so those are the side guards. We'll just remove those and then those will stop grounding out as we keep going around there. Reconnect it. And yeah, we'll take this back to the farm and let's go and complete our harvest. The ground has had a good chance to dry out overnight, so we're looking pretty good at the moment. We're looking in a position where we'll be able to get this finished. We do have rain on the way again, and you can see that in the forecast. Need to lift up the actual controls on this. Turn that off and there. Yeah, lift that up a little bit so that we clear our trailer as we just bump it. We'll set a hired worker going there. And then we need to hook our very clean and shiny looking McCormick up to the front so that we can get this running. Our McCormick is actually going to be in need of some repairs fairly soon. Let's get that open. And yeah, away we can go and finish off these carrots. Now you might notice we have rain on the way again, and yeah, it's at about 2 in the afternoon again. So that is about 3 hours from now. We managed to get nearly a field's worth of crop harvested in a similar sort of time yesterday. In fact, by this point, I think we'd finished one field and started on this one. So with any luck, we can get this field punched out and done before the rain arrives today and before we look to start selling some more of the soup. I think this might be the most success I've ever had on a Start From Scratch series. It's amazing how much money we've made just delivering some of our stuff today. Not even all of the soup we produce from our factory. I am ecstatic about this. This seems to be a really lucrative way to go. To get the vegetables and then turn them into something that pays. Definitely going forward, I'm looking to add at least one production to my farms fairly early on so that I can get the extra cash and keep things rolling, because doing it that way just seems to work. I'd rather go and buy a production than another field, because quite honestly, your production is going to give you more money than buying that extra field will initially. Our harvester has once again gone over another hour for another 13,387. So we're down to 217,000, but that's not a problem because this harvester is being paid off by that as well. So quite happy with that. If we pop out, yeah, we're a little bit back, so we'll slow everything down a little bit and start to fill up the front. We have about a quarter of the field left, I think, and it has only just gone midday, so a little bit longer and we might actually be able to get this finished. More importantly, I believe, yeah, today is the last day that we can harvest these carrots. So we absolutely have to get them in before this rain comes, because otherwise we are not going to be able to get them all up. And that means that they'll wither before December and we'll have a field full of rotten carrots, which is not where I want to leave this. Just after 12:30 and we're 90% full. We've got 4 rows there. 1, 2. I think we've got 3, maybe 4 more runs up this field before we're finished. So just going to slow that down a little bit, even things out a little bit. And yeah, we're going to be full before we hit the end of this row, I think. There we go. Yeah, just before the end of this row. I don't think we're going to get another full trailer off here, but we are making good time. And between 1 and 2 o'clock again. Or is it? Yeah, it's between 1 and 2 o'clock again. We're expecting this rain. So we've got maybe an hour and 20 minutes before the rain starts to fall. And that field starts getting muddy. I'm really hoping I can clear off the last couple of rows on there before that happens. We are fully in the danger zone now. It is 25 past 1. We literally have 3 rows on this field to go, and you can see how close we are. I'm almost off the field loading up this time. It's going to be a 4-row after this, followed by a 2-row to finish it. Oh, and I think my tractor just conked out on me. There we go. We're moving again. So yeah, this tractor is now in need of repair. Yes, it's just dropped below 50%. So lots still to go today, and lots that can still go wrong, but we're looking to be a bit more positive than we were yesterday. It looks like we're going to get away with it. We are on the last 2 rows of carrots, and I am well off the field, so even if it starts raining now, things are not going to get too muddy and horrible for me. The tractor should keep moving with the trailer, and yeah, we're going to get all of these carrots out. That is fantastic news. I was really worried we were going to end up with a field of ruined carrots, of rotting carrots in the field. But no, we are making it up to the top of the field and getting gonna get a decent harvest of them off of here. And in fact, we'll have a look at this in a minute, but we have way more carrots than we need this year. So it looks like we're going to be making some carrot soup as well to sell. And that should be in the new year. But this is our field coming to an end. And I couldn't be happier. We seem to have got all of the carrots done. Right, before I go and tip this, let's just go and get the harvester into the shed. We do need to start the engine, get the last few bits off. Right. And now we're able to go put this away, or at least get it ready to be washed down, while we go and put the carrots into the soup factory and see where we are with the soup. 27,422 litres is not bad off those last few rows. I'm very pleased with that. So we can tip that out here now and have a look at how our factory is doing. And we're going to have, wow, nearly 250,000 litres of carrots. We've still got 100,000 litres of parsnips, but the red beet is the thing that we're short on. 89,000 litres of that. So we're going to get about another 89,000 litres of triple soup. That's really good. So we'll keep that processing. I'm going to turn the carrot soup on. We'll activate that. We will also change that to storing, because we are going to store all of this at the moment. We're probably going to have a little bit of parsnip soup to do at the end as well. We've got about 1,000 litres extra of that. So that might put a little bit of parsnip soup out. But we are now rebuilding our stock of triple soup and potato soup in order to get that sold. And we're going to look at selling all of that around March. But really good. We're looking at, as I said, nearly 100,000 litres of triple soup and probably another 40-odd thousand litres of carrot soup after that. And about 60,000 litres of potato soup. So really good amounts of soup that we're looking at getting out of here to sell and finish things off. Might actually give us a good amount. And the rain is just starting now, which is fantastic because that means we have had some wonderful timing today. I couldn't be happier with the way that's turned out. However, with everything processing and keeping going, there's not much we really can do still on the farm. We do need to start preparing the fields for next year, although we won't be continuing. This is still a functioning farm and would continue as such. So going into December, we need to start subsoiling our fields and ridging them up, ready for planting in the springtime. It's been a cold couple of months here on the farm. We've had a decent snowfall and we've just left the super factory really to processing. The ground is completely frozen, has been since December, since we got the first snowfall. And as a result, there's just not been that much to do. We've just been leaving the super factory to process what we got. You can even see in some places here, the road is a little bit swamped with snow, and that is making things a little bit treacherous in places. However, we can get down here fairly easily with our Massey Ferguson, and we should be able to get all of this done and loaded up. So I'm going to pull the trailer alongside here. We'll straighten it up like that, and then see if we can't get it to be a little bit straight onto the side. The more space we have to maneuver while loading this up, the better. There really isn't that much more to do other than this on here. Now, I would really like to have been able to do one more episode around getting a little bit of extra money in, but we've just not been able to do that. We have managed to get 14,000 litres of the triple soup, 13,000 litres of the carrot soup, and 15,000 litres of the potato soup done. But you can see we still have quite a lot of everything else left on here. So my plan for today really is to load up everything that we've got, sell that off, see what we can pay off, see whether we can actually buy any of our equipment, see if we can at the very least get rid of the loan that we have. And if we can clear that loan out, I will be very happy. That will be a good place for us to leave the farm. As a result, today is actually going to be our last visit to Zielonka. We're going to finish this series at 24 episodes. I think that at this point we've got quite a... Well, we've done pretty much everything that we were trying to do. We're going to have enough money coming out of the soup factory over the next few months to actually buy everything, I think. The only thing that might not be affordable is the actual harvester. The harvester has a little bit of cost still left on it. So let's just pull this forwards so that we can line things up. And then we'll have a look under here. We actually have a class Arion in the shop today for 48,000, which is quite a good little tractor. What, 145 to 205 horsepower for that price is really good. And I think if I was continuing on, I would probably buy this at this point. It's a great tractor and would be great for upgrading our equipment on our farm. What I want to look at, though, is the stuff that we still have in leased, and particularly this harvester. Purchasing this is 323,000. One more season with that, and that would be absolutely affordable. Potato technology, our potato harvester, that is down to 71,000. Our seeder, that is down to 40,000. And our other harvester, or the lifter, that is down to 13,500. So those, a lot of that is very affordable at the moment. And our sprayer, that is down to 70,000. So we might be able to purchase some of our equipment today that we have leased. I don't know how far we'll get with that. The big thing I think for me is to get rid of that loan, get the money from that we're spending every month gone, and then we can go from there. Oh, I made this mistake before, and we'll be able to make a whole load of money. Yeah, if you lift everything up too much, you can end up with an extra one of these in here, and that makes it very difficult when you're trying to get a stack of 4 like this. It's a little bit troublesome now, but we should be able to line everything up. We'll take the front 4, and that'll line us up for the next one. As I said, I've had this problem before, and it's just making sure that you don't maneuver yourself too far. We want these as square as possible because we want to make as much money or transport as much of this as we can at a time. And I found that doing blocks of 4 like this, this is the easiest way for me to load things up. If I can just make it so that my actual alignment is all right, because that's where I come across quite often, getting things nicely aligned. You can see that some of these are sticking out a little bit, and it's not quite where I'd like it, but I think we'll be all right. We should be able to take 4 pallets at a time and get them onto the trailer and get this loaded up fairly quickly. So yeah, let's get into it. I think I've found the best way to get these stacks going. So I'm going to do the 4 high on this side first, and then the 2 sets of 4 on the other side. That way we're able to maintain integrity by the forks not sticking out the bottom on the others. You can see here we've got the fork sticking out the bottom here, and we're quite a way further back than we should be. But the forks, this way the forks don't end up pushing the ones that we've already got on there, and we can square things up a lot better. Get that right in close. Yeah, that actually is probably the better way for that to have gone. And then that goes on there, and it doesn't matter so much that the top ones are a little bit crooked. As we put in the lower ones, what will happen, or as we put in the ones on the other side, so our 2 sets of 2, that will straighten everything up, and we'll end up with a much straighter pile or much straighter stack on that other side. Otherwise, we do it the other way, and you're fiddling with a stack that doesn't quite come in straight, and there's no way to correct it. So we'll head in that. Here we're getting some carrot soup out now as well, which is great. So we want to see if we can keep getting all of this loaded up, get ourselves a nice full trailer, and if the last time we got a nice full trailer is anything to go by, we should get a really decent amount of money today. And you can see now that we've got a nice little square section in here that we can insert this into. So we want to get this lined up and into there so that it's nice and square as much as possible. And down and in. Yep, and you can see that's now squared everything up on the other side. We come out very carefully, trying not to knock anything off. As you can see that I did catch that a little bit there. Just try and push that in and straighten that up. There we go. And while it's not perfect, it is on there and strapped down. So yeah, we should be able to get 2 more sets onto that and onto the back here, and there's still plenty more to come out of this factory. So I'm hopeful here. We're gonna end up with a lot of soup to sell today, and as a result, I think we're gonna be in a much better position than I originally expected. In fact, we are in a position at the moment where we might have enough to buy a good chunk of our equipment after this. Our final 4 stack for this load, and yeah, it seems to be faring fairly well. Get this round the other side. Oh, in fact, I've still got a 2 stack, or sorry, a 2x2 to get on here as well. Snow is beginning to fall again. Quite a mix that we've got here of these, and trying to get this lined up on this edge here. Coming cab is always interesting. We also want to try and get on at 180 because that'll be nice and straight. And the slipping and sliding about here on the snow is making this so much more interesting. A thing to get loaded up. Never quite sure where I am or how it's actually doing, because that little bit of slipping, you can see the effect that's happening. So in there like that. But is that the trailer slipping away from me? I think it might be. I've come in at one hell of an angle, and it is simply because, yeah, it looks like this trailer has slipped forward along the building. That's really weird. Right, we'll try this again and see if we can get in there before it slips out of the way. Nicely into there. That way we're not putting this onto the slope at the end. And yeah, the trailer once again is going forwards. That is so not helpful. My trailer is just sliding around all over the place now, and trying to get it so that we're nice and even across everywhere is just proving to be the biggest headache. Yeah, look at the angle we're approaching that trailer at, but it's partly because the pallets seem to have moved ever so slightly. So we'll try and bring this in at a better angle, like that. Oh, come on. Get in position. Sometimes manually stacking like this is just really, really fiddly. Far more fiddly than you'd expect it to be. And if you can get things in the right place, you end up being able to put your stacks down and everything being fine. But I think I'm gonna have to adjust that a little bit. It's actually not that bad. Let's restrap it down. That should be okay, I think. We've not got a pallet spawning at this point, and I'm thinking that actually, yeah, we've almost emptied everything. We've got a load of carrot soup. We should get one more pallet of that out in a moment, in fact. But yeah, in fact, there it is. And we're just about filled up the trailer. That's fantastic. That is a really, really good load of soup off of here today. Filling our trailer up is really all that I could have hoped for, and we've done that and more. We have at least another couple of, in fact, we've got one load that we could put on the back of our forks here and transport over to the shop ourselves without too much hassle. It is just across the road, so it wouldn't be too far to go. Oh, look at that. It's in though. We're in and we're down. We have just one more set to go to fill this trailer up, and then we can go and sell it and see how much we're gonna get. I am hopeful. I think we're gonna do really well off today, and as a result, I think we might be able to not just get rid of our loan, but also be able to buy a whole load of equipment. I will consider this a success, I should say, so long as we are able to A, pay off the loan, and B, buy everything except for the harvester. The harvester is still a big outlay, is still a big cost, but I think it's a cost that I've accepted on here for quite a while. It works as something that we need to spend money on a constant basis. It's really expensive, and I'm looking at possible forestry series in the near future using what we've got on here as the template. So having the harvester and the expensive stuff leased, and just continuing to work through that, and then our smaller stuff and our stuff that we use a huge amount, like our tractors, having those as purchased, and just seeing if we can do move a little bit faster with some of our stuff because of doing things that way. However, we have this trailer loaded up now and is looking a little bit dodgy, but needs to just be positioned back on there. Forwards. Yeah, that'll do. Let's get that locked down. We'll lock down that end one as well. There's one there too. Yeah, those are all locked on. We can fold this up then, lift it up, and just get it all positioned. And that way, yeah, look at how far forward that trailer's moved. That's a little bit crazy. Oh, and I don't know if I can get in there and get that. I think what we might have to do is just try and pull this out from there. There we go. And that way we'll be able to actually hook this on to our tractor like so. And away we go. We'll get this sold and we'll see how much money we're left with. So we've got 30,000 litres of potato soup, 26,000 litres of carrot soup, and 40,000 litres of triple soup. This should all sell really well. We're not going to sell it up at the train yard because it takes quite a while to load everything off this trailer onto there. So we're going to try and slowly drive our way through this sell point here, which is the farm shop. And if we just sort of crawl through that, that should sell everything. Yeah, there we go. And 197,965 plus an extra 22,000. That takes us up to 407,600. That is a whopping win for us today. That really is a huge amount of money that we've made off this. Now, what I do need to do, as I said a moment ago, is we're going to head back to the soup factory. We've got 2 pallets left on here, I believe. Yeah, there's just 2 pallets sitting outside. And if I drop off the trailer here, we should be able to just put them on the forks. So let's drop off the right bit. Yeah. And then we can turn this around, get those last 2 pallets collected up. I think they are probably triple soup. And that'll be about another 8,000 or so. So we might end up with nearly 20,000 today. Or sorry, 420,000 today. Which should be enough to A, pay off the loan, and B, buy everything except for our piece of our harvester. So we'll put these on the back. We'll just skip across the road quickly. Shouldn't be too far, I don't think. There's a roadway directly opposite. So grab that, skip across the road here. We've still got both of them on the back, and see how much we end up with. Bring this round and in, and done. Right, let's drop this down. Oh, in fact, it is just selling them off, and Another 8,600 plus 986. That's nearly 10,000 off that. 417,217 in total. I think we better get our flatbed, head back to the farm, and we'll and see where we've ended up. So we'll bring our Massey back into the yard. We need to park this up. I think we'll park this up over here. It's a good amount of space. And done. Right. Disconnect it. And this can go back in our shed. Nicely out the way, so that everything is parked up. And get this parked into here, like so. All done. Power off. And close up. And we'll head over to the bus and see what we can do with this money. So first things first, we have a £240,000 loan. Let's repay all of that. Get that paid off. We had borrowed 40,000 just to get us through a couple of harvests and bits. That leaves us with £177,217. Now, as we discussed earlier in this video, that is not going to be enough to purchase the harvester. 323,637 remains outstanding on that, but it might be enough to cover our remaining leased items. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to purchase the sprayer. That is 70,850. So yes, we will purchase our sprayer. We will also purchase the potato lifter. So let's purchase that. That's 71,620. That's going to leave us about 30,000 to get the rest of this done. So yes, 34,747. Oh, we don't have enough for our potato seeder. We do have enough for the lifter though, so we will get that. And yeah, we are just £20,000 shy of that. I kind of wonder, how much do we need? We need 10 loads from the soup factory. And this is where we stand on the soup factory. We are just shy of a triple soup. We are, yeah, well shy of any more carrot or potato soup. But look at the amount that we still have yet to process in here. And that is the thing. That is where the future of this farm relies. We have more triple soup. We have more potato soup. And we have more carrot soup to come out. In fact, we have 77,000 litres of triple soup to come out, which in itself is going to be more than enough. So I'm actually really happy. Yes, we've not managed to buy everything, which saddens me slightly. We could borrow the 20,000 and just get our seeder wherever it is. Get this purchased and done. But whichever way we do it, it's not going to make much difference. However, I have very much enjoyed my time here on Zielonka. It has been a cracking series. And with just 4 fields, we've managed to get ourselves fully set up. And this farm can only grow from here. So that really is the aim of most of my series, is to get us to a position where the farm can only grow bigger and bigger from that point. So that is where we're going to leave this series. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have missed any of it, the supercuts for this series will start next week. Go and check them out and relive all the twists and turns. For now, though, I am going to leave this here. So all that remains is for me to say
thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please leave a like, drop us a comment, and give it a share. Special thanks to all my patrons and channel members. Your support is invaluable in making these videos and helping the channel to grow. For more from Virtual Farmer, check out the links below, follow on Twitch to watch live, and for more videos, subscribe and ring that bell. I will see you next time. Goodbye.